Greetings, one and all, adventurers from all around the globe and those sitting in their living rooms. I am Callum, also known as Mr. Bancroft, who will be the DM for these coming sessions. And joining me, as always, is Brennan and Emily, who are going to be
Yeah.
What's
our
up?
fair adventurers for the time of this story. So, let's just quickly go over some ground rules. As I said, this roleplay is going to be more, roleplay RP intensive. There will be combat if it's needed, but this isn't going to be very combat murder hobo heavy. So if you don't like that kind of D&D, if you find that boring, don't watch.
Murder.
And if any of the players find that boring, leave now.
Ooh.
Alright.
I know,
Goodbye.
brave of me. And also, anyone watching this will see that there will be times where the rules are bent and or ignored or broken. And this is because, in my personal opinion, as a DM in my games, I believe that story and roleplay trump the rules. If it's bare for the story or for to immerse you in the roleplay, it trumps the rules. So if it says that you can only do this if you do this, but it seems more natural for you to do it another way, that's what we'll do. We'll go with the other way. It's better we do it that way. So
My dice.
now that I've gotten that out of the way,
Legit.
now that I've gotten that out of the way, shall we begin?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Right then.
Mighty DM.
We are all familiar with the tales of legend, aren't we? Brave deeds, knights going into castles to save the fair maiden from the monstrous dragon, tales of adventurers travelling lands unseen and unheard, giving names to streams and lakes and stones and statues, all never seen by elf, dwarf, or even wizard. We all have heard these stories. Maybe we've even met the people that they're about, or maybe just the storyteller. But that age was a bygone age, an age of high fantasy and adventure. But what happens when the world you know, the world you loved so much, the world of ghouls and goblins, monsters and mayhem, Dungeons and Dragons, what happens when that world is gone? What happens when the natural state of progress moves on forward and the days of high adventure are soon enough left behind? The only trace scant amount of it are the words put in bindings of leather-bound books. What happens when the world moves on and they no longer need adventurers? For it's the dawn of a new age. As I said, it is the dawn of a new age. There is no longer a need for high adventure. The empty spots of the maps have finally been filled in. But even then, they have left explorers in want. For they find that where they thought maybe the map would end, it merely goes on to further and more enticing lands. And in such a land, there was a war. A terrible war. A war like none had ever seen before. It was the Great War. A war fought between all the races and all the clans of this realm. Or clans that had for years had a blood feud each other finally joined up. Dwarven kingdoms and royal families who before would have killed each other over just a single piece of gold, now all clamor together in their mountain fortresses. Elven kin, dark, woodland, hill, they all came together under one banner to oppose the greatest rising power, man. The kingdom of man used to be separated, fractured by different royal families and warlords and simple parties and ownership of land. But soon enough, a family rose through the ranks of the hierarchy and claimed those lands through warfare, bartering, and sometimes simply throwing their weight around. Soon enough, soon enough, this family had put the very kingdom of man under its thumb, and as they looked out across the map and saw all they held, as always, man is born with a hole in his heart. Man wanted more. So he set his gaze out upon the far reaches. He set his gaze out towards the other kingdoms, the lands of woodland elf, of garish orc and hard-ridden dwarf. And he wanted them. He wanted those lands to be his. And so he declared war. And there was a war. A bloody war. A war that the likes of man, elf, dwarf, orc, imp had never seen before. It was a terrible, bloody war that lasted many, many years. Until one day, the High Elf King, king of all elves now, put forward a challenge. Bring the war to the end. Bring this war that has killed so many, has this war of genocide, put it to an end with a simple duel. Me versus the King of Man. The King of Man accepted. Of course he did. He wasn't scared of no elf. And that duel happened. Somewhere far off, the two met and there was a duel. It was a battle that went on for nights, both sharing blows, both stripping their armor bit by bit until they were down to nothing but their not-so-regal undergarments. And they fought, and it seemed like the elf would win. But man, with his stronger will and his courage, fought against the High Elf King and won. The High Elf King laid beneath the King of Man's sword and begged, pleaded for his life. And the King of Man, showing mercy, said, yes, I will spare you. But one thing I ask. Your kingdom is mine, and you and your family shall rule it, but it will be under my name, my colours. Your lands are now mine, and you shall leave here and never step forth in the realm of man again. Understood? The High Elf King agreed. And since then, the war had ended. It's been about 200 years now since that happened. And the king who fought so long ago still rules to this day. He's a very, very old now. Some people claim that perhaps he asked for, eternal life from the elf. That's just legends, isn't it? There's no way that's true. Or is it? Who knows? But it's 200 years after this battle. The battlefields that were once drenched in blood and scorn of grass now are ripe, fertile fields used for farmland, used for ploughing. It is a new bygone age. Sadly, though, many races were lost in the Great War, such as the mighty centaurs of the rolling fields in the east, such as some of the forests of the FeyWilds. For sadly, within this new bygone age, new technologies arise. New civilization, new people, new races. Time moves on, moves forward. And in this new world, everyone must find their place. For if you do not have a place in this new world, either assimilate, leave, or perish. That is the only option. So, It is with a great pleasure, it is with very great pleasure, with that introduction, I welcome you all to the Orphans of the FeyWild. Right then.
We're finally doing this.
That was an
Right then.
awesome intro. I
Right
was not
then.
expecting that.
I wish my stream could have gotten all the.
Why,
I
what
missed
happened?
a good portion of the beginning of it because I forgot to put in the audio in the
Oh, I
new
see.
thing.
Oh no.
Well, you've got it on my end, so. But, anyways, so. We now know the story of the land and how this all started, so now the question is, how do our characters' stories start? Well then,
Bless
thank you. How do our character stories start? Well, each of you, through due to great measures and a lot of effort, have all been sent royal decrees handed to you by hand by a messenger, wearing robes of golden yellow and royal purple. Both of you were met by them, and they both handed you a single letter bound within a parchment envelope. And upon opening it, you read inside, by royal decree, you are asked to come to the town of Settlers Valley. This royal decree is of an urgent matter. You are to come straight away and make haste. The realm of man requires people of your kind, people of unique qualities. For the land is in danger. And though the time of adventurers and heroes is long gone and instead has been replaced by scholars and explorers, the realm of man needs adventurers again, needs people like you. Please come with most haste. Your beloved king, King Alston Boromore the First.
Elston Bormore?
That is correct. Yep, that is correct.
Elston. Or
Alston Boromore. If you want to write that down, that is Alston. And Boromore is spelled Burrowmore.
okay.
Got it.
Right, if you want to take note of that.
I've been writing stuff
Upon
down.
any resistance to accept this letter, the messenger pleads with you, saying, "Oh, please, sir, they are merely asking you to come. There is no harm in seeing what it's about, is there?" And upon any other pleading and asking of, Why should you go? Why should you heed this call? The messenger simply responds, "They will," and I quote, "never stop." If asked further, he will just shrug and say, "That is all they said. They will never stop." Now, after such an eerie warning, you can feel your senses, your curiosities being pricked. Like, how could you not go and see after such a subtle possible threat? Plus, you're curious, how do they know of you? Because your letters call you by name. How could they possibly know your names? How could they know you two even exist? Well, that's a question that will be answered when you get there.
That's rather suspicious. Alright.
Depending how far you are, your travel towards the small village of Settlers Valley takes about a week to possibly half a month, depending how far you are away.
Mm-hmm.
Upon arriving, you see that the village is surrounded. It is surrounded by a large wooden fortification, a wall that goes all the way around it. But unlike some of the other walls of more modern towns and cities, these walls are not made out of stone. As I said, they're made out of wood. But even the wooden structures that hold the town are not they're not straight, they're not purposeful. You can tell that they have been made to fit around the town. Clearly a newer modification, clearly a sign that things are not well. Looking up above, you can see that there is a walkway with with sentries posted all along. All the guards once again wearing this, adorned with the same colours of a very golden yellow on one side and a royal purple on the other side. Clearly, these are the personal guards and military force of the king. There are sentry boxes with archers equipped with. All of them are equipped with what you can see are very heavy duty crossbows. You can't actually see a regular archer in sight. No one's using a bow. So they are clearly military and clearly expecting trouble, if any. As you come up, you can see that there is a main road going into the town, and as you approach, the two sentries stood up front kind of hold up their hands towards whoever arrives first. Now, if you two would please mind rolling for me, we can see who arrives first.
Yay.
All right, D20.
Yes, D20 as always.
Yep. It's always a D20 unless he says otherwise.
D20, but if you really don't want to go first, you could always just roll
Wow.
a lower dice.
Wow.
I got an
I
11.
rolled a 3. Yeah, he's there first.
Okay.
I rolled a
Okay.
3.
Right then. So, first up, we have Brennan's character. So as the guards look on and see you approaching, tell us, what do they see? Who and what do they see? So now, for those who are not familiar, this is the bit where you shall basically introduce your characters for me and the audience. Describe yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, and of course give us your name, race, and so on and so forth.
Well, first of all, my character's name is Kelnar Sulfurstone.
Mm-hmm.
And the guards, what they see, at first what they're probably going to think is a centaur. It's interesting. Not really many centaurs around that area. They're typically in the forest areas.
Mm-hmm.
There's something different about this centaur, though. His body is a little bit bulkier. He has what seems to be horns, no, antlers. This is an elk centaur, a fawn. Now, according to the history of this world, this species should be extinct. He's the last known of his kind. He has a blank face, a look of determination, yet as if his mind is somewhere else. He has normal leather padding, a satchel on his back, and what appears to be a dagger and a crossbow as he walks to the gate.
As Kelnar approaches the gate, the guards, first perplexed, kind of tilt their heads and look off, kind of thinking, "What is this? A centaur? I thought the centaurs all migrated to the east. What the?" But looking further, as you come closer, they soon realise that the large mantle upon your brow is not a crest, but is in fact part of your anatomy. They very quickly run over, one of them setting down his large tower shield into the ground and setting up his spear upon it, and the other quickly putting down his crossbow and loading up and then holding it forth, and the one holding the crossbow calls out and goes, "Halt! What is your business here, strange creature?" What do you want here?
Calm down. Okay.
It speaks.
No.
I can see that.
Okay, first of all, that's rude. Now, let me explain myself. I have a letter from the king concerning some business I was pointed to. If you wish to see it.
The guards kind of look at each other a bit perplexed and kind of say, "A letter from the king." Yeah, that's what he said. Well, yeah, I heard. A letter from the king. Put it down on the ground, and I'll come over and get it. But I want you to step back.
Yikes,
I
man.
kneel down and put it down on the ground and push it forward a little. Then I step back.
The one with the crossbow kind of goes a step forward and then kind of realizes he's the only one with range. So then he steps back and kind of pats the other one, and goes, "Go on, grab it." And the shield kind of slowly moves forward and picks it up and quickly kind of struts back and kind of stands there for a bit. And the guy with the crossbow kind of looks at him sideways and goes, "Well, what? Read it." "Oh, sorry." He kind of puts his spear in the ground and kind of rests his shield on his chest as he kind of fumbles with
I
that.
couldn't help but smile.
Roll decree by yeah. It mentions him by name. I don't care about his name. I care about the king. Is it from the king? It has the royal seal on it. It's sealed in purple wax, and it says from King Alston Barrowmore the First. The king. Yes, the king.
Yes, the king.
The one with the crossbow looks and kind of steadies his aim a bit and goes, "Are you making fun of me?"
No, sir.
Right then. Well, that's a different matter. He kind of, puts his crossbow down, kind of putting his foot on the in the step to kind of hold it there as he kind of adjusts the belt that's holding up his chainmail shirt. "Well, we have actually been expecting you. Just gotta make sure you're the right elk centaur. Anyways, it's good you're finally here. There's meant to be another one. Do you know where they are?" And just as he says that, guess who comes over the horizon on the road? What do they see coming over the horizon, dear Emily?
They see Kamali, who is what seems to be a human, but is quite not a human at all. In fact, she is an Asimar, or Asimar. I guess that's how you would say it.
How do you want to pronounce it?
Yeah, she walks up holding her quarterstaff and looks up at this fortress and looks at the people in the purple and yellow garbs and is like, "Well, this looks like the right place."
Straight away, the two guards once again start the routine again of raising up, of one of the guards raising up his crossbow and the other one setting up his shield and spear again. And he goes, and he says, "Halt there! What is your business here?"
"I have a letter from the king
Another one. Another one. All right, get it. Why have I got to get? You got it last time. Just get the bloody letter. The guard once again goes over, and this time he kind of just puts his spear in the ground, goes, "Thank you," and takes the letter from you, and then kind of goes back and then opens
May I
it
have my
again.
character do something?
Go ahead.
I want to just do a quick nod to her. It's like, hi.
She nods back.
The guard kind of looks through the weather and wants him to go for the thing of him saying, "Mentions her by name." "I know." "Oh, it's from the king. The king. And they go through that routine again. And then after that, they finally bring up fall back up the letters and hand them back to you and say, "So sorry, to be so hostile, shall we say. Things have been a bit tense round here with the recent activity, shall we say." But we've been expecting you, actually. We were told ahead of time that two people would be coming on invite from the king. Quite the honour, though I don't really understand what the king would want with... He kind of looks, you can see he's trying to find the right word. People of your
She raises an eyebrow.
I do the same thing.
As you raise your brows, like you can see the R on his tongue slowly turns into a job description. Anyways, here, and he kind of walks over to the wooden gate and kind of knocks on it. Open the gate. Two coming through, and you can see that the gate slowly opens and the two guards kind of split off and kind of grab onto ropes that are tied off to both ends where it splits off, and they slowly open it up. And as it opens up, you are welcomed, you are shown a very large, very fertile, very bright looking little town. The houses, as you very quickly notice, are not like houses you will have seen before on one side, whereas the other side, the side to your left, is houses you've seen a dime a dozen. All the houses are designed in a structure where they're all formed in like an archway. Like, it's a kind of archway shape, and the house, instead of standing up, it actually goes into the earth. They dig down, so what you see is just the roof. The actual room goes further down into like the earth. While on the other side, all the other houses are a lot more what people would consider modern. Brick foundations where the entire building is above ground and not dug in. There's more than what there's two equally sized floors, and there's glass in the windows and all that kind of stuff. You can kind of see that there's definitely a difference between the houses that were built when this village was founded versus some of the newer houses that have been installed. And as you are kind of ushered in, quickly the wooden gates once again are closed in behind you. And soon enough, two other guards come up, kind of followed by three others, who kind of quickly come up and ask, "Can we see the letter?"
Sure.
He takes the letter, and then he looks towards Kamali. Your letter, ma'am?
She hands him the letter as well.
Very good, very good.
I want to whisper to Kamali. Do you have any idea what's going on here?
No idea.
Right then, stay here. Do not go anywhere. We will be back. And they quickly turn around and start marching on, going straight through the centre road that leads through the town. And you are just left there in this rather big town square. You can see that while most of it is covered by rather nice fertile grass, the roads are an odd mixture. The main kind of circle you stand in, which is rather large, it's kind of almost like almost the centre of town, but it's at the front gate, is all mud. It's all kind of natural mud, whereas on the right side you can see there's actually cobbled streets and stone steps and going through like the different valleys and all that of the town, whereas on your left side, going through all the wooden inset houses, once again they are all just little dirt pathways, some being overtaken by grass. And after a few minutes you start to kind of draw a bit of a crowd. You can see kind of people kind of who were first going about their day kind of stopping and kind of looking at you for a bit, and some people who were maybe just sitting inside of their house and kind of poking their head out into the window and kind of looking in, and you can definitely feel that almost all the eyes of the village are definitely on you. But soon enough, more guards return. In fact, it almost looks like, it looks like you're about to be arrested, because you just see this troop of guards coming up, both of them kind of lined up 2 by 2, and they march over, and as they go, they synchronisely split out and encircle you, all of them holding a large tower shield and a very long kind of spear, quarterstaff spear.
What's going on here?
And as they kind of split off and more split off, they form like a double circle around you. So you have one line of soldiers around you and then another line. And finally, at the opening where you both are facing, there's an opening, and steps out a rather big man. He's very tall and has quite a thick built frame. He's a very big lad with big man with very big, almost kind of very big mutton chops that have been all. Actually, he looks very finely groomed, and he has quite a prominent kind of round kind of not growth, but his nose kind of comes to a very kind of a big bulge at the end of his nose. And he has a very heavy set brow, and heavy set brow, and you can see going down the left side of his neck just a single scar retreating beneath his armor. Unlike the other guards who are all wearing a helmet and some form of chainmail, he is dressed in very nicely crafted and adorned, a very nicely crafted adorned coat of plates, which is a piece of armor where the front lining is leather that's then lined with fabric, and underneath is segmented plates that keep you safe. You've seen humans using this armor a lot. It's a very expensive bit of armor, so he definitely seems to be the one in charge, just not only by his look, by his armor, once again adorned half this nice bright golden yellow and the other half a very royal purple. He walks over, and straight away he pushes off of his shoulder a very large sword, the cross guard being almost the width of his forearm, and he kind of brings it off his shoulder with a groan of effort, and then plants it in the ground in front of you, and then rests his hands on top of it, and looks at you two and goes, "Are you Kelnar?"
I slightly nod my head. My hand's kind of twitching as it's right next to my hip.
He kind of gives a nod at you, and then turns his look over to the much smaller woman and goes, "And I am to assume you are Kamali."
I am.
All right. Well then, it took you long enough to get here. I will say, in my troop, I do not appreciate tardiness. But
My apologies.
you got here, and that's what matters, I assume. As you know, you have been brought here by royal decree.
Yes?
Well, I'm good to see one of you has a tongue. One of you has been brought here by royal decree. Well, both of you, I should say, have been brought here by royal decree, but for what reason I could possibly not fathom.
You're very, well, at least I am very much in your shoes on that.
Clearly. He kind of leans back a bit and kind of cricks his neck, and then leans forward and goes, "Now, I'm assuming you know nothing about why you were called here. Good. The reason you were called here is because we need people of an extraordinary nature to take on a very special task." He kind of gives a very fake, not sincere smile, clearly kind of trying to look a little bit pleased about you being called to do such a task.
And what might this task be?
Before that, we were asked to meet the king. Will we be doing that?
My, you are an eager one, aren't you?
Not eager. I want to know what this is all about.
I agree with the tall one.
What this is all about is, and as he's about to speak, he is cut off as suddenly you hear coming down the main road a kind of caravan of carriages and horses, and all these horses are adorned in flowing colours, unlike the guards who all have very much the same kind of color code, all of these are adorned in what seems to be personal heraldry, different flashes of colors. These are royal knights. These are heralds of the kingdom riding through. And straight away, without a question, the gates open. They all kind of start to, fleet on through, moving on through, and you can definitely see that they are all kitted out. Carriages carrying armor, weapons, supplies. You can see this is a fighting force about to leave this town, but it clearly didn't come from this town. It's clearly going on through because none of these men look like they stay here. None of these look like guards. And as they're going through, you see a particular knight, not riding with them, but alongside them. But this one is adorned in the same coat of gold and purple, with a bright plume coming out from the top of his helmet. And on there, you can see a coat of arms on his shoulder, on like his there's like a little square bit of like shoulder armor covering a segment in his armor. And on there is painted on a coat of arms. It's sliced down the middle, one side being like a golden yellow, and the other side being a purple. And in the center is a green crown, a kind of green crown in the center. I would like you all to roll a history check for me to see if any of you know anything about this, if you recognize this.
I got a 20.
You got a 20, very good.
I rolled a 12.
And it's on stream. It is on stream too. I got a 20.
I believe you good. Is that a natural 20 or is that adding?
Let me see.
Is that adding on or is that just a nat 20? If you just rolled a 20, then that's a natural 20.
That is 22.
Oh, 22, adding your modifier, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
So did you roll 20 or did you roll something else and then it added up to 22?
No, I rolled 20 and I added the modifier to 22.
20.
That's a nat 20, good. And you, Kamali, what did you roll?
She rolled a 12.
12, okay. Well, Kamali you don't recognize this. You may have seen it somewhere, possibly, like, in a book or something, but it doesn't really, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, I know that from somewhere, but what is it? Whose is that? Whereas Kelnar, he does recognize this. He's seen it many times. He's seen many men holding it. He's seen it many times adorned on flags during combat, held aloft by soldiers walking through his woods. On his journeys, he's seen many encampments emblazoned with these colours. He knows that this is the coat of arms, and this yellow and purple colour scheme that a lot of people seem to be adorned in, it's the coat of arms of the Boroughmore family, the royal family of the Kingdom of Man. That is his coat of arms. And as you see this, the helmeted knight kind of looks over and suddenly in like one swift motion kind of removes it, and underneath what looked like a rather stern intimidating looking knight is revealed underneath to be a rather young fair-faced man. This young man has very long blonde hair, kind of shoulder length. His face is very fair, not a single blemish, freckle, and not one bit of like even facial hair upon his face. And he has bright blue, very, very bright blue eyes. He's a very young man. He's no more than, his early 20s. He's a young man. And he quickly rides over and suddenly calls out and says, "Ah, dear Amadeus, what do we have here?" The man with the mutton chops who has been talking to you quickly straightens up and kind of stands to attention, kind of standing to the side of his sword and kind of, standing bolt upright and goes, "Your Highness, And the young man on the horse goes, "Oh, come on, Amadeus. There's no need for that. So, who are these two? Lord Nathaniel Boroughmore the 15th. These are the men that your father. These are the people your father has called. Ah, I see our new town guards. Isn't that wonderful?" The Sir Amadeus kind of seems to sigh a bit and goes, "Yes, they are wonderful, I guess you could say." The the as the young nobleman kind of circles round you, kind of looking at you, and goes, "Oh, come on, don't be so glum, Amadeus. They look to be they seem to be quite the treat." Especially the young maiden, and the young man kind of looks into Kamali's eyes, his kind of shimmering blues, kind of looking, and he gives a very nice smile and then gives a little wink to her. And then he looks over to... He looks over to Kelnar and kind of gives a smile and goes, "Ah, so you're the rarity I've heard my father talking about. Not much of your kind around, is there?"
No, there isn't.
It is a shame, that conflict between you and the elves, but oh well. It's a new age, a new time. Time for us to make new friends, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm. Well, considering you people are under the rule of elves.
Oh, come now. That arrangement was made long ago, in a time before I was even born. And I can assure you, we're friends now. It isn't like that. But anyways, while you lot are going to be staying here and guarding this quaint little town, I am heading off. Sir Amadeus quickly looks up and goes, "Heading off? You're not just seeing them off?" "No, dear Amadeus, I'm going off to war." You can see his face kind of dropping. He goes, "My lord, please do not call me lord. Come, Amadeus, how long have we known each other? Please, just call me Nathaniel." He Sir Amadeus kind of looks a bit grizz and goes, "Nathaniel, I don't think it would be wise for you to do such a thing. You've barely learnt how to ride a horse, sir." "Oh, come now. Glory and adventure awaits, just like my father before me." And Amadeus goes to once again intervene with another cautionary word, but he's already riding off. He goes, "Well, fare thee well, my dear friends. When I come back, I shall have a story to tell over a pint of ale for all my commoners. Ta-ta now!" And he kind of rides off and kind of seems to be humming a little song. Like, it sounds like some kind of old ballad that he probably heard when he was a child. And so Amadeus just kind of sighs and goes, "That young boy." He kind of then looks at you two and goes, strains himself and goes, "I see you two didn't bow."
Didn't know we were supposed to bow to someone we are not ruling under.
"Well, you are in the realm of man now, Four Legs, and you should be wise to remember your place." As
I'll
long
keep that in
Place
mind.
belongs in the forest,
Well,
as do I.
I don't have a place. Thank you. Molly, is that your name?
Yes, my name's Kamali. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I don't have a place, but either way, I will
Well,
keep
then.
that in mind.
Well, as his lordship kindly said, you are under royal commission. You are not going to the city. You are staying right here, where I can keep an eye on you. You are the new town guard. You are to deal with matters that the guards do not have time to deal with. Personal matters, squabbles between family members and other ilk. That is what you will do, and everything you do before you do any action of any kind, you must report to me up at the Longhouse. Failure to do so will not be tolerated. Please be aware. I understand you two probably aren't used to taking orders. Most of your ilk aren't. So I'll make it simple. Follow the rules. Act like emissaries and representatives of the king and his guard, and everything will be fine. Abuse your power and talk out of line, and your stay here will be a short and not very merry one. Understood?
Sir, yes, sir.
Very good. He pulls his sword on the ground this time, showing no grunt. He just simply and then puts it on his shoulder, showing little to no struggle at all. Perhaps showing that the struggle before was an act. And he quickly raises up his hand, and goes, all right, fall in, back up to. As he clicks his fingers, you can see him kind of furrow his brow, and he kind of rubs and goes, the Longhouse. Up to the Longhouse. You can kind of see that very quickly a kind of almost sweat has come over him on his brow, and he quickly kind of wipes it away. And they all move out and fall out, and they all start following his lead back up through the centre of town. And you are all just left.
Well,
Well, it's
Kamali.
a clear ray of sunshine.
Oh, I don't like him. I'm gonna go to the nearest tavern, get something to eat, maybe get a room. Feel free to join me if you want.
Sounds
Can,
good.
can I roll to see if I can find the nearest one?
Go ahead.
Let the tall elk man roll.
16.
16. Looking at the buildings around, you don't see anything actually that suggests that you don't see any buildings that look like an inn anywhere. What you do see is to your left, you see houses, and then amongst them, there's a rather large, kind of longer building. This is of the construction that is like an archway that builds into it. And you can see shields upon the wall, and you can see lots of guards hanging out and talking and drinking, and there's even one on the step asleep, resting on his sword like this, asleep. Whereas on the right side of town, the one that's all stone and has the more modern buildings, you can see that there is just a single structure. It almost looks like a stable, except it's made out of stone and iron with a foundation made out of stone, and instead of wooden beams and wooden fence gates holding in whoever's in there, instead it's just metal bars with with doors bolted and locked with a key. And in there you can see 3 people all in the same area. It's not sectioned off. It is just basically a big stone box with bars on the front. And you can see them all kind of stood there, and you can see they've probably been there for a few days, due to one, the kind of flies buzzing around there, and also the look of their clothing. The clothing looks very ragged and beshevelled and soiled from sweat and just the kind of griminess of living in them. And they're just kind of all kind of almost lifelessly, but you can tell by little twitches here that they are alive, probably just asleep, that they are just kind of piled up on top of each other, just one leaning on the other, and then one kind of resting between them, like that. And as you then look around from there, you see a kind of, next to that, you see a board that has all sorts of pieces of paper and notices kind of nailed into them. From this distance, you can't really read any of them.
I think I'm gonna go over there.
All right.
I'll walk over to that board with all the papers.
Okay.
Kamali follows behind him.
Fair enough. As you come
All right.
As you come up to the board, you can both see that it is just a smattering of paper of different quality, different types, and different like of different quality of paper and even different quality of effort of writing it down. Some are very elegantly done, possibly stenciled and traced and so on and so forth, while others are very quick scribbles. Some are just simple notices saying, "Oh, by the way, tomorrow's banquet has been rescheduled for next Thursday." To wanted posters showing the horrible, kind of stenciled out visages of criminals and bandits and thieves, and some just simple gooders, or even some you even see a few missing posters, particularly missing female posters.
Well, that's not surprising.
But then kind of looking amongst it, you see what seems to be a corner of a map.
I go reach for that.
Yeah, as you reach out, you kind of have to flick up quite a few papers, and as you do, you see pinned to the wall this map that has been posted in voiceless whispers for you. If it will post.
Under Nathaniel.
If it doesn't post, I shall post it again. Oop. There we are.
There it is.
There's the map that you see. It's a very crude map, not very well designed, but it is a map nonetheless. You can tell it is worn. It is worn from being out there. The edges are a lot more worn than the inner part. You can tell that you can also see a line running through it where the other papers have kind of covered it over time, and it's allowed certain parts of the paper to wear down more than others. And I shall show this on the recording. This is the map. And as you can see on said map, that you can see on the map, you have the center, the gate, which you have just entered through. You can see the gate is indeed open, which you've just come through. And going in, you can see that the two buildings to your left and right have been marked out. One of them is marked out guardhouse, and the other one is marked out cells. So very quickly you are able to put together why those people have been in that brick box for so long. Mm-hmm. And looking through it, you can see all the other features. So have a look and see where you want to go.
Well, first of all, my instant thought process is to go to the right, to the inn.
Fair enough. And what about you, Kamali?
I see the map, and I obviously see the inn, and I point it out and say, well, there's the inn.
Mm-hmm. Indeed there is.
And also is a graveyard, from what looks like.
Well, where else were they going to bury their dead?
I don't know.
All right. I make my way over to the inn.
Oh, very well. And Kamali?
Like I said, I'm following behind him.
Very good.
Yes.
Walking through. By the way, do you take the map with you, or are you going to leave it on the board?
I take it with me.
Very well. As you kind of remove it, you can see that just at the top there's like two little chunks kind of missing from where obviously the nails were planted in. It doesn't hinder the map in any way, but it just adds two little like nicks into the top of it where you can see you've torn it away. As you walk through the centre of town, you can see that the round circle kind of narrows out into a singular road and then kind of comes back out in a much smaller, kind of more cozy establishment where you can see to your right is what on the map is marked out as the doctor's house. It is a lot smaller than all the others, and you can see that it is marked above with a sign that says the Order of the Healing Church. You can see that marked above it, and it's written rather crudely into it with just a simple bit of paint that has worn over time. It's definitely past its prime of, being a bright blazon for people to see. And then looking ahead, you can see a large wooden structure that is it's a large wooden base with four wooden legs kind of going that are planted into the ground, and then up above then there's two struts that come up, and up along is just a single wooden beam, and then you can see the steps leading up to there. So it seems, and this is right at the center of this circle. And then looking to your right, you see a very large structure made of brick with wooden beams and a slated roof and windows, and you can hear the small sound of kind of chit chat. It's not very loud, but if you listen, you can just hear the small kind of little chit chat of people inside.
Fair enough. All right.
And I'm assuming you want to go to the inn?
Well, I guess my one thought is, will I be able to fit into
the inn?
Well, as you go up, you see the double. You can see that they are a pair of wooden double doors, very old double doors. You can see that the wood has started to kind of, its grain has gone a lot deeper, and it's almost kind of the once brown stain has turned a really dark kind of charcoal black, almost like it's been fossilized by the wear and tear of it standing there. And Kamali goes over, and she can see that it's rather tall compared to her, but for you, the door comes down just below your chin.
Will my antlers fit into it?
Yeah, you should be able to kind of bend down, you kind of configure yourself to, kind of go up. You can see that from the outside there's like a wooden beam that you're assuming marks the second story floor, and it seems to be tall enough that if you were to bend down and go in, that you'd have enough room for your antlers.
Okay. Well, I bend down, walk inside, open up the doors, and my antlers kind of nick the wood a little on the ceiling.
All right, and Kamali?
This is definitely designed for these people.
Well, I mean, there aren't that many my kind, let's be honest,
Fae.
that go through here.
There's
Same.
hardly any Fae here.
Good to know.
Are you going in, Kamali?
Yes, I am.
Okay. As you both go in, Cal and I having to kind of bend under to be able to get through.
Squat.
And you go in, you can see that it is quite the nice, cozy establishment. Looking over to your left, you can see 3 chairs placed in front of a fire. The fire at the moment is not brightly burning. There's just a few kind of embers kind of sizzling away. There's a very faint kind of little, almost like a candle light kind of in the center of it, just kind of flickering away, bringing a little bit of a glow, but not a lot. And once you all enter and draw your eyes away from the fireplace, you see that there are 4 patrons sat in the corner at a table. These look to be working men. They are all dressed in kind of sweat-laden, soiled clothes. Are covered in dirt enough, so they definitely seem to be kind of manual labourers of some sort. And you can see them kind of chit-chatting and, and talking. But once you enter, once one of them notices you, they kind of tap the other one, and they all kind of look around at you, and the chatting kind of stops, and everyone just kind of stares at you, the four patrons there. A woman with big frizzy ginger hair is kind of walking through from serving them, kind of stops and kind of and goes, oh, and is a bit surprised to see you two, and she almost kind of loses her serving, a wooden serving dish, before kind of catching and kind of bring it to her chest and going, oh, sorry, me dears, well, we weren't really expecting anyone. No, she quickly comes over to you and says, what can we do you for?
Well, first of all, I'd like to apologize. I may have accidentally nicked your paint on the door frame coming in.
She looks up and goes, oh, no need to apologize, dearie. That it happens all the time, truly. So, you can see that she's kind of still a bit flabbergasted at seeing you, mainly Kelnor, but also seeing such a very fair woman such as Kamali.
It's
So,
not usually you see someone with like golden eyes staring down at you.
Yellow.
she quick she quickly she kind of quick she looks over behind her and points towards the bar and says, here, I've got to quickly get another serving. If you'd like, go right over there and just knock on the bar, okay? The owner will be with you very quickly. I hope you enjoy your stay as long as it is. And she kind of goes off and goes towards the bar and goes behind, and then goes behind to obviously deal with whatever business she's doing. But besides that, you can now see there's no one. It doesn't seem anyone to be manning the bar.
I nod over to the people on the corner and say, "When?"
I glare at them.
They just kind of look, and some of them just kind of give looks of kind of nonchalant, kind of indifferent looks, and one of them kind of sneers at you and just kind of turns back to his drink, and they continue talking.
Fair enough. I walk over to the counter, and at this point, Kamali, I know I'm kind of just doing my random thing, but my character, he doesn't know you at all, so he's just like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, she's here. Okay." Indifferent, I guess I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So I walk over to the counter, and I guess I just, like she said.
As you knock on the bar, suddenly you hear from below. You hear from kind of below to your left. All right, I'm coming. And you see just this mass of raven black hair kind of bobbing like just above the bar counter. You just kind of bob, and then you kind of hear the rustling of like some of wood being dragged along the floor, and before you stands on what you're assuming is some kind of stepping platform is a halfling woman. She has a big bit of kind of she has a big kind of almost not a hive but just a big mass of kind of frilled up raven black hair with a single white stripe kind of coming off in one of her bangs. And you can see she has very bright green kind of emerald eyes. Even though her voice at first sounded harsh, as soon as she sees you two, they take on a almost motherly look of kindness to them, and she looks and goes, "Oh, hello, dearies. What can I do you for?"
Hi.
She kind of leans forward and kind of puts her hands on the bar, kind of leaning forward like that. For a normal person, this would they'd be resting their chest, but for her, she's basically just bent over due to her size on the bar.
Oh,
Well, how tall would she be compared to me?
She is a halfling, so she comes up to about halfway up your
you're
leg.
yeah, I was
She's
gonna say
not
to
very
your
tall
knee.
compared to you. She's not very tall compared to you. She is a halfling woman.
I pleasantly smile at her and say, "Hi, I would like to get a room. Is there a possible way that there's a room large enough for me?"
Oh, oh, I see. Oh, a room, dearie. Well, I'm really sorry, dear, but you're kind of out of luck. The guards came over about a month ago and said for me to keep our biggest room free. Kind of arranged because someone else is meant to be coming in. Some adventuring types of some sort.
I guess I just pull out the letter and say,
As she sees that, she quickly goes. She kind of brings her hands up to her lips and goes, "Oh my goodness! I am so sorry. Of course you are. I am so
"Huh,
sorry, dearie. I am
it's
so
all right."
sorry. Is this your partner by any chance? Is this your sweetheart, darling?
Oh,
No.
no. I just met her
Oh,
like
I'm
a couple
so
minutes ago.
sorry. Oh, I'm so
You're
sorry.
just
Seeing that sigil, I've got myself all in a fluster. I am so sorry, my dearies.
It's
I'm so sorry.
no
Yes,
problem.
yes. They came here a month ago and they pre-arranged your rooms for you. They're just upstairs. Highest door. Here, let me get the key. And she kind of quickly turns around, jumps down, and you hear like a small of like clatter of like shoes, and then you just see this once again this mess of hair going go, and then you see her head kind of the top of her head disappear, and then you hear like a drawer opening, and then rummaging. There we are, and then shuts the door and back over, round up the steps, and she goes, "Here you are, dearie," and kind of puts on the table and kind of slides it over to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
As you go to take it, she puts her hand on yours and quickly goes, "And if you need anything, dearie," and she kind of gives her a very gentle stroke. She goes, "If you need anything, dearie, just call me, okay?"
Will do.
Oh, and
Thank you.
where am I? I should be introducing myself since we're going to get to know each other quite a bit with you staying, well, under my roof. I, my dear, am, if I can find her blooming name,
Miss Poppy?
I am Mrs. Millard. I am Mrs. Millard, dearly, but most people here just call me Mama Mare. As she says that, she kind of crosses her arms underneath what you now know to be a quite heavily endowed bosom, shall we say, that is covered up by a very nice kind of frilled shirt and nicely outlined by a leather corset that is split up into a two-tone color, one side being white and one side being black to match her hair. And she has kind of like a cloth wrapped around her waist, which is all soiled from stains of God knows what she's used to wipe up with it. And then she has a nice kind of flowing kind of green skirt, or dress, I should say. Or yeah, it's a skirt underneath that kind of comes down, and you just can barely see her ankles and her very worn out leather shoes underneath.
Kamali says, "Excuse me, I have a quick question to
Oh
ask.
yes, dearie, what is it? What can I do for you?
You said that they had this room ready a month ago. What's been going on with the town that they've needed to call upon us? Do you have any clue?"
Oh, well, dear, that's not usually a conversation that's light-hearted, shall we say, but if you really must know, well, let's just say there's been trouble for more than a month, let's just say that, my dear.
What kind of trouble?
I,
Uh, sh-
I, I'm gonna quickly
yeah.
interject. Oh, while this is happening, could I possibly get a drink as well, please?
Oh, I'm so sorry, dear. Of course, of course. Would you like a drink, my much smaller dear? Oh, once again, where are my manners? I've taught you my name, but I haven't. What are your names, my dears? I'm so sorry. I'm scatterbrained this evening. I'm so sorry.
Kelnar couldn't help but giggle. Uh, my name's Kelnar. As you can see, obviously, I
Kelnar,
am
that's
a.
that's an interesting name. What language is that from?
Isn't that Faye? Out of character. Isn't that Faye?
Is it Sylvan?
It's up to you. You can say
Ah,
what it is. It's up to you. I've never heard the name Kelnar before, so I shall not make an assumption.
yes. Okay. Well, it's a centaur-based name. I mean, it's common. I think it comes from Elvish. I'm not entirely sure.
Ooh, Elvish. I see. Well, let's just hope no one else knows that around here, dearie.
Yeah, I'm not exactly happy with it either.
And good for you. And you, my dear, she kind of looks up at you and kind of flutters her eyelids.
My name's Kamali. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, Kamali, that is a sweet name, dearie. A name given to you by your mother, I should assume.
Yes, you could say that.
Well, that's very good.
Uh,
Now we're acquainted. A drink, yes?
well, out of character. The
Yeah.
reason why I say Elvish is because when I was doing like a random search through names on Google, it was like Elvish character names, and Kelnar showed up. So
Okay.
that's the
Fair enough.
reason why.
Fair enough. Right. Right then, a drink, dearies, of course.
Yes, please.
And would you like anything to eat as well? I'm sure you've had a very long journey.
Actually, funny enough, I'm not hungry. Do you have what do you have non-alcoholic?
Oh, non-alcoholic, well. As you can probably guess due to the name, the Mooing Mare, which is my nice little establishment. It's been my family for 50 generations, you know. Yes,
So, milk?
yes, we have milk.
I'll have a cup of that.
Very good,
I'll have a
good
cup
dearie.
too, please.
And I'm assuming you would like a nice medium-sized guy. I'm assuming, Kelnar, dearie, that and you don't mind me calling you dearie, do you, dearie?
Don't mind at all.
Ah, very good, very good.
No, it'd be funny if you just said no and then
Very good, dearie. And I'm assuming such a big fella, such as yourself, that you would like a very big glass of milk.
Yeah, I'd
Very
say.
good, very good, d- d- dearie. 1/2 pint and 1 full pint of milk. I'll be back very quickly. And she kind of, jumps off that final step and kind of skips away over to one of the very large kind of barrels that are kind of a door that are on the wall, kind of stacked up behind her, and she picks up a small kind of wooden vessel and then a very big metal vessel that her hand barely fits round the handle of it due to her much smaller stature, and she very quickly, holding them both in one hand, goes, and pours them in, and then quickly, comes back upset, and then sets them both down. Here you are, dearies. 1/2 pint for you and 1 full pint for you, my big dearie. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Uh,
Oh,
no.
I believe, Kamali, you were asking me a question about the town, weren't you, dearie?
yes, I was asking about what has been happening exactly,
I
if you know.
I you can see she kind of keeps looking over to her left towards the patrons over there who they aren't looking at her, they don't seem to be paying her any mind, but you can see that she kind of keeps looking over there and seems to be troubled by their presence.
Do you need me to remove anyone? Or.
Oh no, dearie, it's just as I said, it's been rather tense these past few years. Um, this used to be quite the lively little town, you know. We used to have people in here all the time. It was always packed until the dawn of the next morning. But, well, ever since the sightings and the walls going up, it's not exactly been that active as of late.
I've noticed the walls.
Yeah, they put them in about a few months before, well, a few months before you arrived. Finally, they finished putting them up. That is. I You can see that she's very nervous and clearly is not comfortable with going into detail. But you can tell that it seems like that there's more she wants to say, but feels too scared to speak.
I think I'm gonna interject and tell Kamali. I'm gonna put my hand on Kamali's shoulder and be like, "Thank you. I I think that's enough for us to know. Thank you."
Okay, dearie. Your room is just up those stairs. She points over once again near those patrons, and you see there's a stair. You can just see the starting of a staircase going up. Just go up, right up that staircase. Go right up to the top of it. There's going to be a first landing media that kind of goes off into the other rooms. Don't go that way. Just go straight up the steps, and all that upstairs area is all yours, dear. It's the biggest room we have.
All right.
And if you need anything else, just give me a call, okay, dearie?
Well, I'm gonna go lay next to the fire for a bit.
Okay, dearie, if you need me any coal on the fire or to heat up a bit, just once again, give me a call.
I'm gonna go over there and sit and just enjoy my drink for a bit.
Fair
I'm
enough.
I'm trying to think like what would Kelnar do in this kind of
Very good.
situation.
Very good. Right then, Kamali, what about you?
I sit at the bar and drink my milk.
Oh, fair enough.
I think this could be a good time for Kelnar and Kamali to actually talk as characters.
Okay. In that case, I hop off the bar stool and walk over to the fireplace and sit beside the tall elk centaur.
As Kamali sits down, you can kind of hear the chair kind of creak a little bit as you sit into it, as if it's adjusting to having weight applied upon it. You can kind of see that as you sit down, there is kind of like a thick layer of dust on the chair. Clearly, it's not been sat in for a very long time.
I dust off the seat and sit back down.
Uh,
I, I do believe it goes something like this.
It's ensemble that.
I guess the first
Toast.
thing that Kelnar would ask, I did make Kelnar a Fey as well, right? Pretty sure I
Yeah,
did.
Yes,
yeah.
because he's a
Centaurs are
centaur.
fae.
Yeah. I guess I asked her, so you're a Fey as well?
Sort of.
Sort of. I don't mean to be rude, but I assume that you were just a very fair human. My apologies.
It's probably for the best considering where we are, but I'll let
Hmm.
you know, since you yourself are Fae, that I grew up in the FeyWilds and helped and protected the people in my forest.
It's not that noble. um, they're. I think the only nice person here has been that woman over there. Though I'm still confused as to why they would need me, or even how they know about me.
I
I've,
don't
n-
understand how they know me either.
I
I
mean, I
try
don't.
to keep myself quiet, honestly. It's kind of weird.
I mean, I talk, but I don't think I'm famous or anything like that. I don't know. Just something's going on. Also, I feel like that prince over there.
Oh,
I feel like he hasn't lifted a sword in his life. Some part of me thinks that. I think he hasn't. He's
I'm glad
barely
I
been
wasn't the
outside.
only person thinking that when he winked at me. I was just, dear lord.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's man for you. Like to think between their pants. Um.
Yep.
I don't know. Well, they gave us a job. I don't really care if I get a reward or something for this. I'm just. Although I will admit, if things end up just not going anywhere, I'm probably just gonna leave. This is
Where
sudden.
were you gonna go back to?
Yeah, that's the thing about me, ma'am. Do you mind if I call you by your name,
Yeah, you can call me Kamali.
Kamali?
Everyone
That's the
else
thing about
does.
me, Kamali. Do you know anything about me, my kind?
Oh, centaurs?
Well, not centaurs in particular, but my particular kind.
Um, I haven't really seen, you know, your kind.
Well, I figured as much. I don't have somewhere to go, so I kind of just go.
Mm,
I guess I kind of do have a home, but I left there a long ago. Anyways,
well,
uh,
you can always have a place in the forest I protect. It's away from humans and it's full of all different kinds of fae.
oh, I appreciate the offer. Thank you. Um, well, I think I'm gonna. I think Kelnar. I think what he does is he glances over at those guards over there in the corner. Like,
They are not guards, by the way.
what are they?
Workers.
Looking over, you can see that they're not dressed in any godly uniforms. They seem to be menial workers, possibly farmers, possibly handymen. They clearly work with their hands. You can kind of see that their hands are worn and callous from obviously a hard day's work, and they have mud and they have like sweat stains under their under linen tunics that they are dressed in. Clearly, the clothes they're wearing are their work clothes, as we could call them in modern terms.
Okay. I go look over at them. Is there any possible way how I could listen to their conversation?
They're not exactly being quiet. Anyone who just doesn't talk or think could hear them, and you can hear them. They're just making idle chit chat, talking about make cracking jokes, talking about times, the job they just done. And you can make out in their conversation that they've come back from reinforcing the fences on one of the walls, reinforcing one of the walls, talking about how it
Reinforcing.
yeah, you just hear them kind of. You don't hear details, but you just hear them complaining, for goodness sakes, they might as well have been cracking a whip us. Yeah, no, I mean, Jesus Christ, what are these walls for if they can't even hold themselves up? One of them even pipes on and goes, yeah, I had to carry that lumber all the way from from that forest, and there's fucking elves in there. And let's be honest, if they weren't paying me in gold, I ain't going in there. Fucking elves. I know, fucking elves, fucking knife-eared pricks. You definitely, and their conversation then just kind of devolves into talking about old history, and their very biased opinion on elves.
Okay. Well, what is the time of the day? I guess I should ask.
The time of the day, when you arrived, the sun was at its peak, the highest in the sky. So it's starting to kind of drift off into the afternoon now.
Afternoon. Okay. Oh man, I'm thinking on what we should do. Because I'm thinking either
Suddenly
go
from
check out my
behind you,
room.
you hear this. And pray tell, dear adventurers, who is this I see before me? And between you two appears a fool of a man. Though he looks familiar, he looks like another fool you've met. His face adorned in a very curly beard that's short on the sides but is long and kind of comes to a nice little curl at the front. He has a very cocky look on his his face. His hair kind of slicked back with some kind of oil, and he's adorned in a very big billowy shirt with big puffy sleeves, and his center mass is covered up by a waistcoat that is brightly adorned in what look like swatches of different fabric. It looks like each section of the doublet, it's called, the kind of sleeveless tunic, is made up of like patchy, bright, garish colours that clearly was not made by a skilled tailor by any chance. And he stands there with a lute, and he sits there kind of stumbling, going, "Pray tell, dear adventurer, who is this I see before me? Me.
I all Kilnar can probably think right now is, oh shit, bard.
He starts to kind of nudge Kalnar, and then Kamali with the head of his instrument goes, me, 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 me.
Wonderful.
Come on, tell me your name, please. Tell me your Kalnar.
Kalnar.
Kelna, who comes riding from the land of... He nudges you again. Of...
Yo mama's house.
Forest.
Kelna, who comes riding from the land of the fallen... Wait, that doesn't rhyme. You're not very good at this, are you?
Well, look, a lot of pressure on me. Yeah, I don't know.
What about you, dear maiden, with eyes of gold and hair of fire? Pray thee tell, what is your name, dear maiden? He kind of smiles at you and kind of flutters his eyelids. There's a big grin on his face. Dear maiden.
This is the look I give Kamali.
Yeah, I'd probably give that same look back.
Dear maiden, what is your name?
The name's Kamali.
Kamali, a name of sweet nectar and holly.
Oh, dear Lord.
A maiden so peculiar yet strange, where hast thou, maiden, come from?
Far away.
Far away, a maiden from so far away, with a name that sets my heart aflame. That'll be 2 gold now, please.
Ah. No. That was wonderful. I greatly appreciated that, but I was not aware that we were supposed to pay for something like that. So
Of
no.
course you're meant to pay. I'm a bard. Like, can you not see? Look at my stunning outfit. Come on, he kind of stands and kind of spreads out his arms to kind of show off, and you can see his rather garish gowns of patchwork cloth that have clearly been made out
Oh,
of.
you're a bard. Last time I saw a bard, they were hanging by their toes.
I don't know that one, but have you ever heard about the bard in the cock measuring contest?
I don't think we should talk about that.
It's lovely. I love it
Anyway,
here. She gets up and actually leaves upstairs.
oh, what the
As you start to go towards stairs, you can see the bard following her, kind of strumming his lute and going, "Fair maiden, do not leave my sight, for when I am alone, my life is in eternal midnight. Please, please, please don't go away." He then turns to look at Kaunong and goes, "I know." And then he turns over to the patrons over at the table and goes over to them.
Oh,
And he starts strumming his lute and doing the same thing, interjecting. And you can, Kelnar can hear, and even Kamali can hear the very loud protest of them telling him to sod off. But he keeps playing his song, singing, going, oh please, give thy my name." And very quickly, it suddenly turns ugly as he is very suddenly gripped by the collar of his shirt, and you can see the biggest one of them kind of stand up and walk over him and push him up against the bar, his head kind of slamming and whipping back and jerking as he drops his instrument, puts his hands up, and they kind of hold him up there.
Kelnar, I think, would instantly stand up and be like, "Hey, hey, hey! No need for that."
Yes, dear friend, there's no need for that. The man who's gone by the blooming scruff of a shirt says, pipe down, you squawking parrot, and you, take a walk to 4 legs. This doesn't concern you.
Well, I mean, when you're sitting here destroying this nice woman's property by pushing this man up against a wall, yeah, I'd say it does concern me. Please put him down.
As you
You'll
look
be
over,
okay.
to the bar, you can see the door, the swinging door that leads into the back part of this family is open, and you can see the halfling lady, Miss Millar, and the much taller woman with the big frizzy ginger hair kind of standing there looking very worried, and the lady with the ginger hair kind of goes over to you and kind of puts her finger to her lips and goes shh, and like kind of puts her hands across her neck as telling you to kind of not say anything. Don't. And Kamali can hear all this commotion from the stairs, by the way.
Upstairs. Also, I don't have the key to the door, so I'm just kind of up there trying to get away from the bard.
Well, okay. I think at this point, Kelnar's thinking, like, okay, they gave us a job to make sure that all commotion with citizens was under the down low. So I I motion to her like, and then I tell him, "Look, got 2 gold pieces right here. I'll give them to you if you just let him be." Okay.
The guy that's got the bard by the scruff, the bard by now is kind of whimpering, kind of whimpering. He kind of looks you and his three other friends kind of assemble kind of behind him, and he looks at you with a bit of a sneer, and with a bit of a sneer and goes, "You blooming creatures! You think everything can be paid off with coin, don't ya? You think all us humans are nothing but a bunch of greedy savages, don't ya?"
No, this is just 2 coins to just drop a man. That's it. Just no
To drop a
problem.
man. All right then. And all right
Hey, hey.
then, and he very quickly kind of throws the bar to the side. And he kind of tumbles over and like doubles over and ends up laid out flat on the floor in like just a heap. And he kind of looks over to you and cracks his neck and then cracks his knuckles as all his friends do to him and say, how about all the coin you got to drop you?"
Oh gosh.
Is there a way for me to like do an intimidation thing?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, then I guess
Stairs.
I give him a stern look and say, "Sir, not necessary." Flare up my chest a little. I stance out my hind legs and my front legs, and I bring down my head, showing my ankles. Is there a way I should roll for that or something?
Yep. You roll an intimidation check. There should be intimidation in your skills.
So you rolled your
18.
18.
Okay.
All right.
And intimidation is what?
It should
It
be in
would
your
be under your
skills. It
skills.
should be under your skills.
Skills. Intimidation. 18, 19, 20.
Very good. All right.
Please leave, is what I would say.
Okay. Sorry, give me a second.
It's okay?
Right then. As you kind of bring down your horns and speak to them, you can see kind of fear at first kind of fill the bigger one's eyes for a second, and it seems like he's about to back down, but like something in him kind of shifts, and he kind of seems to bolster himself, and he goes, "Creatures like you can't just come into our town and intimidate us like this. You are leaving now." So
We are
Slowly
the.
walks down the stairs.
you can see them all kind of clench their fists as you see them all kind of clenching their fists, and you can all see them kind of on edge. You can kind of feel the atmosphere kind of heating up a bit.
I say this to him and to all of them. I was here on decree by the king. There are armed men over in that longhouse. If you attack me, you're going to have an issue with the royalty. Are you sure you want something like this?
By by the time they get here, you'll be fucking dead.
Ma'am? I'm going to go outside.
She quickly says, "Okay, dearly."
And just to say, okay, I'm leaving. And I walk out.
Okay. As you are walking out, you hear behind them all kind of laugh. They all kind of laugh. at you, and you hear one of them, and you hear one of them make a
But
rather.
before I leave,
Mm-hmm.
just to spite him, and I know this is so bad for me to do,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to slowly pour the milk over the big one's head.
Well, doing as you do that, the milk, what's left of the milk, just kind of rains down the bigger one's head,
That's
kind
a
of going
waste
in
of milk.
amongst his beard and all in his hair, and the other and his gaze just stays locked on you, and it just turns in this. Just his eyes and his face heats up as he fills with anger and goes bright red, and you can hear him kind of go. He kind of goes into a frenzy, and as you're walking away, you suddenly hear from behind you, "You're fucking dead!" And you hear footsteps coming up behind you.
You know the horse back kick?
Mm-hmm.
I want to do that.
Okay, roll to see if you hit.
Rear kick.
Yep. Another 18.
18.
Dead.
Where is it? Yep, that definitely hits. That hits. Roll your damage.
All right. I don't want to do it hard enough that it like permanently hurts him, just to knock the
Well,
wind out of him.
Well,
By the way, that would be under your hoof feature, which is a melee weapon.
Damage.
Since you
Oh,
are-
oh no! Oh no!
how much damage do you
No!
do?
20.
Did you destroy this man?
Wait, what?
You
Remember,
killed
check what dice you meant to roll for your hoof weapon, by the way, because you roll different dice for depending on what.
Oh, what is my hoof weapon?
It would be under hooves. It would be under your features as a centaur. Hold on,
I
I'll pull up my centaur character. I can help you with this. Give me just
I don't
like
remember. I don't think we put that as a weapon.
Well,
in
no,
my
I'm pretty
sheet.
sure we did. I'm pretty sure we made a note of it.
Here, give me a second. I'm pulling up my centaur character. That
You know,
will include the hooves.
I'm starting to think
Mhm.
maybe I shouldn't have done this, but you know, we're doing it. And I'm just trying to hit him enough just to knock the wind out of him, enough for me to pick him up
Mhm.
and put him outside. That's it.
Fair. Right then. Here, let me just see.
It should be like a.
Let me quickly look.
It's a melee weapon. That's all I remember. I'm trying to pull it up as fast as I can, but I'm having trouble.
Yeah, pad or same range just so you can make a note of this.
All right.
Your hooves are natural melee. Yep, your hooves are natural melee weapons. Unarmed strikes. If you hit with them, you deal bludgeoning damage equal to 1d4 plus your strength modifier.
Where do I put this?
You can make a note of it anywhere on your sheet.
Oh, 1d4 plus bludgeoning damage. I got it.
It would be under your features.
Yeah.
1d4 plus 2. Okay.
Yeah. So this is called hooves.
Just
So
write
it's
So-
hooves. So if you just write hooves and then yeah,
And that's a what-sided die?
it's for its damage, it's
pyramid.
1d4 plus your strength modifier. So 1d4 plus whatever your modifier is to strength,
All right. So
which I believe
one
looking at
dice,
your
so
sheet-
four-sided dice. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, a d4 is a one-sided. So one of them plus 2 because your strength modifier is 2, so plus 2.
All right.
Your dad's behind you. Give him 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason when I pulled up my other character sheet, it just didn't work.
It's all right.
Don't know why. should be if I do this. Go to this. Yep, I got it now. They also have a feature called Charge.
Yes, they do.
Equine Built's another one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
That's all right.
Man, I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't have done this.
Well, there you go.
Sorry, this is definitely not going to leave a good impression with that woman. I got a 3. And plus bludgeoning damage? Plus what?
So bludgeoning damage is just telling you what kind of damage you're doing. So since you're hitting them with the bluntness of your hooves, it's bludgeoning damage.
So 3, 4, 5.
So it's wherever you roll plus plus 2 from your strength.
Plus 2. Yep.
Yep.
So 5.
5 damage. Rightio. Sorry, give me a second. Math was not my strong suit in school.
It's okay. I shouldn't have done this.
No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Well, it's fine. Like I said, you've acted in the moment. You are being your character. You acted on impulse. Right then. So,
That's
as the what you're assuming is the biggest one runs up behind you, and you suddenly kick out your back legs and hit him square in his chest and send him flying backwards backwards towards where he came, making him fucking cartwheel roll up and then just landed a hip and go, ugh. And he is now laid prone. Combat has begun. Roll for initiative.
Oh no.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Are you sure you want to join me?
Yes.
Okay. What dice is the initiative roll?
20.
D20.
Oh, D20. I'm sorry. I've
No,
not
it's fine.
done this in a while.
It's fine. You are fine. Do not worry.
I wrote a total of 10.
Fair enough.
Oh boy.
My dice are not friendly today.
Okay, so
What did you do?
what would it be plus?
No,
Your
it's just
initiative.
your initiative. So your initiative on your character sheet is right next to is between your armor class and your speed, and your initiative is +3. If you look.
Oh wow. You got better initiative than me.
I got
only
a
have
10.
+1. We both have the same.
You got 10. Right then, then that means you two get to decide between you two who goes first.
How about you, Kamali?
Sure. Why not?
Bar fight!
Right then, everyone, if you would please see yourself to the battle map.
Good. Send it my way so I can destroy these people.
Let me just get the link for you. And then here we go. I'll just drop that. I'll drop that.
Where's the battle map?
I'll drop in Voiceless Whispers. It is a Google document that you can edit and adjust so you can move your own characters.
Heck yeah. Alright. Alright, let me
I'm gonna have to
adjust
open it on my phone. Oops, excuse me. Sorry, going through.
adjust this on my screen real quick.
So a little message about how this works is obviously each square represents 5 foot in game.
Okay.
So if you move to, say, to the square next to you, that means you've moved 5 foot. So, and when people are so the characters will always be facing proper horizontal, but if they're tipped vertical, so lying on their side, that means they are on the ground, prone, or something else has happened.
All right.
And you can indeed grab your tokens and move them if you'd like.
I can go eat.
Yep, you're right there. So, first we must go up the order. So, you both rolled 10, so Kamali's going first. So, the order is Kamali, and then Kelnar. And then it will then go. But got you. Right then. So, what do you do on your turn?
I would like to use control flames and control the flames from the fireplace.
Okay. What
Let's not try to burn the place down.
I can control the flames.
All right.
They're not. It's not wild magic. It is a cantrip.
Okay.
If it was wild magic, we would be in big trouble.
Does that need any components? Remember the whole, the V, S, and M's and all that?
Yeah. I don't know if we've written that down at all.
I'm sure we did go over it.
We wrote down the total of slots, and we wrote down. Okay, scratch the fire. Let's just do light and blind them all.
Okay. Okay. Well, so Kamali skips on down the stairs and quickly casts this and casts a spell, an orb of light appearing from her palm and shooting out towards the. You said you want to blind these lot, right? Right.
I thought the light one was where you open your eyes and your mouth and light just beams out of it, and it's like so bright it blinds you.
I don't know the spells off by heart, Emily. So you're gonna have to tell me what they're meant to do because I don't know them off by heart. And if I try and memorize them all, I'm not gonna know what that. I'm not gonna memorize all of the ones you have.
This is why we have Google. Right. D&D. Is it the light cantrip? There we go. I found it. Okay. No, I don't need to know about us. I just need to know about the light cantrip. I need this one. Oh no, you have to have a firefly to do it. What the heck?
We did go over this and we did do an entire session where we.
I know.
So we'll have to after this we will go through and make sure that we make a note of that. That we go through and make sure we do all the V's and S's on your spells. We did do it before, but obviously it's all right.
Well, it looks like I'm pulling out my quarterstaff and beating the tar out of them like Rafiki style.
Okay.
No magic.
Okay then. How far can you move?
I have a speed of 30 feet.
30 feet. So you were here. So that's 5, 10. So remember, each one is, do you know what I mean? Each
Mm-hmm.
block is 5 foot, so.
So can I move forward and be the
Yeah,
target?
yeah. Like you've
Okay.
moved from the
All
stairs. Just
right.
count it up.
Okay.
So
Well, then
5. So 5,
Kamali goes to
10.
this guy right here, the one closest to her,
Mm-hmm.
and swings at him with her quarterstaff.
Okay. Okay.
So I roll to see if I
And you
hit.
you are flanking him, so you do get advantage on that roll.
Awesome. So
Yeah,
I
you
can
can.
roll 2d20s.
Yes. Just yep.
I rolled a 3 and a 2. Well, I'm gonna go with the 3. And then which one is it for quarterstaff? It is a 1d6. Give me my d6, peasant. Okay. I rolled a 2.
Wow.
Is that plus my strength modifier? So that's a
Uh,
3.
So that's a 3. I'm sorry, but you don't hit him.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Even with advantage, you didn't hit. That's very unfortunate. Your dice are not
Wow.
serving you well tonight.
I know.
So Kamali kind of quickly runs down the stairs and pulls her quarterstaff from her back, from her back, and comes up behind and goes to swing. But as she swings, the man before her, kind of his and kind of turns around, is able to quickly duck down, kind of quick duck down and dodge her swinging it, and it almost hits the man next to him. Next up is Kelnar.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you. Well, I would say, let's see, the closest guy next to me is, first of all, to adjust something. Give me 1 second, please.
Go ahead.
Oh, and up, all right. Okay, so the closest guy next to me. I think the first thing I want to do is I want to take these guys out of the bar.
Okay.
So the guy who's knocked down, I want to. Is there anyone who would attack me if I were to walk over and grab him while he's laying down and throw him out?
If you're moving across and you're not doing it carefully, one of them could make an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
I'm only telling you that because obviously, no, you're just starting out. So yeah, if it's not a disengagement move, then if you just say, "Oh, I just walk away or move," then you or
They can still bonk you in the
basically
head.
they could make an attack of opportunity, which speeds them up to going, "Oh, he's moving, attack him."
Okay. I think I want to roll again for intimidation.
All right. You want to roll to intimidate? Okay. Fair.
Just because I want to avoid conflict with these guys because again, I don't want to make a bad impression with a woman.
Well,
So
doesn't seem like I'll be frank with you. It seems like talking is kind of negotiation is kind of over. But
true.
you can
Okay.
try. You can try. It's your character. Do what you think you're trying to do. But
I just want to knock him out. That's all I want to do. So
you can move your character. Like I said, it says on your character sheet where it says speed. It shows you how many feet you can move, and each square is 5 foot.
I think I want to. You know how with centaurs they have that like
Yes.
stomach area right here in their chest area with the horse. I think I want to run up to one of them
Mm-hmm.
and just smack him and knock him down.
Fair.
You like bump him. It's the bro chest bump by a centaur. Just
I think I want to do it with this fine fellow right here. The guy with the black hair.
Got ya. If you do mind just keeping it in the squares.
the sailor.
Right then. Right then. So, you're going to attack him?
Yes. I'm going to
Roll.
yes.
So yeah, you roll for that. And because it's a physical attack, you'll add your
These dice are not
your strength modifier.
19.
19. Oh, that definitely hits.
Oh boy. Crunch.
And do I do a damage?
That should be a D4 worth of damage.
D4. All right, gotcha.
Plus your strength modifier.
That'd be strength. That'd be 21. Oh wait, no. Sorry.
Modifier.
Plus my strength. That'd be 4, 5, 6, that'd be 6.
So that'd be 6 damage. Right then. And you do it to old black hair here, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Very
Just
good.
to knock him down.
Fair enough. Well, you certainly do. As you quickly charge over to the first man you see, and you quickly kind of charge up and kind of stop and kind of beat out your chest enough to kind of whack it in the head. And while you don't knock him down, you do make him stumble back, and you can see that you've by the looks of it, you've broken his nose, and he's got blood streaming down. He goes, "Oh fuck!" Oh, kind of gripping his nose as he kind of looks down, like, "Oh fuck!"
Okay.
Right then. Well, now it is now number 4's turn. So this bandit here that I have highlighted.
Oh, great.
It's his turn.
Oh,
Seeing
great.
Marley attacking him, he quickly comes back with his own attack.
Which one have you highlighted?
So I highlighted
Bandana guy.
him.
The guy
Oh,
in
there
the
we
red
go.
bandana.
There we go. And he rolls an 8. And I'm assuming Kamali has a higher armor class than 8, I'm assuming.
Molly?
Wait, what? What? Sorry. I didn't get any of
I
that.
said I'm assuming Kamali has a higher armor class than 8.
Yes. I have a
Yes.
12.
Okay. Well, as he kind of ducks down, he quickly brings up his fist and does like a quick boxer kind of jab at your face, but Kamali very quickly uses her staff to kind of knock it to the side and kind of step off out of his line. Then our next gets his turn. He, upon getting his nose bashed in, he quickly readies up a punch and strikes out, and he quickly strikes out and goes and goes to punch, and as he punches Kalnar's gut, his hand just crumples in on it, and he goes and you hear kind of like a crack, and he goes, "Ah, fuck," and he kind of grips his own hand as he's hurt himself from punching it, and you just felt like a little indent of your stomach, nothing else.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
No, Cal and I will not do that.
Right then. So. Da, 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 da. So. And now it is.
Oh yeah, did
your turn.
Bandana Guy? A question. Did Bandana Guy
What?
deal any damage to me?
No, like I said, he missed.
Oh, okay.
I said he missed.
Okay, good. Peasant.
Now his turn. He is going to. He's going to go over and try and seeing his friend not able to really handle the large elk being before him. He's going to try and help his friend. So he quickly kind of goes over and he tries. He quickly turns around and picks up a chair and goes to break it over his head.
Oh dear. Oh, elk.
Oh, waffle. He rolled a 1. as he picks up the chair and goes to smash it over Kelnar's head. Kelnar quickly grabs the seat of the chair and pushes it back down to the guy's head, bashing him in the head. and dealing about. Ooh, nasty.
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 Kelmar's out here destroying people, and I'm over here swinging and
Yeah,
messing.
you smash it down, and like his head goes through the seat of the blooming of the chair, and it's just there. Like you can almost swear you see like little birds going, around his head as he kind of stands there. He's like, oh. Right then, it's back to Kamali. It's your turn.
I would like to try to swing again with my quarterstaff.
Go ahead.
You stupid piece of dice work. Roll a 15. Good. Stay that way, peasant. Okay.
Dang.
Yep. You hit. Roll damage.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're hitting bandana individual.
Yes, bandana man in front of me.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Roll a freaking 1.
You rolled a 1. Well, it's so you do add your strength modifier to it.
Oh, that's great. It's a 2.
It's a 2. Oh well.
Do we get attack bonus?
What do you mean?
Attack bonus when it comes to your weapons.
Well, that's what. So when you look at no, the attack bonus is what you add to your dice roll when you're rolling to see if you hit them. It's attack bonus is how accurate it is. And then damage type, that's what you roll when you're doing the damage.
Which would have been bludgeoning if I could actually hit the person with my staff.
Well, you did hit them.
Oh.
You hit them, you just done not that much damage. So
I'll do it
as Kamali kind of deflected his punch, she then quickly brought up the bottom end of her staff into his chin, making it like close up onto, and you just hit a loud snapping of teeth. Ooh. As it kind of clamps his jaw shut, and you kind of see some blood spurt out between his gums and goes, ah, ah, and he kind of grips his mouth and goes, ah, and kind of reels back a bit. It's now Kelnar's turn.
Oh. I think with bandana guy, since he's the only one who's oh no, I guess with I still have the chair in my hand.
Well, no, you've slammed it down on his head, so it's kind of like around his shoulders, and he's like, he's still recovering. He's reeling back from it. That was a hard hit.
You can go after Scarf Man, who's behind bandana guy.
Oh, wasn't that the guy who I hit?
Yeah, this is the guy on the. This one you hit with the chair. This one's the guy that's just broken his hand.
Yeah.
This is the bard, and this is the guy that you horse kicked into next century.
Yeah.
Well, I guess since our friend over here, since Kamali, she's got that guy covered.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I will
Covered in
do
splinters.
just a jab at the guy at the guy who kind of broke his hand. Just a quick
Okay,
jab into
go
his
ahead.
snozzer.
Roll for it.
Rolls a 20, destroys the man.
Oh no!
What?
A 9.
A 9.
Oh.
Remember to add your strength modifier to it.
Oh no! Oh
So
crap!
if
What
you
was
look
it?
if you look at your weapons, see in ATK bonus. With your crossbow and your short sword, those are both weapons that require the strength property. So
ATK.
yeah.
Where is
So
it?
down in attack and spell casting.
Attack and spellcasting. All right.
Yeah. See how there you have ATK. That's how accurate it is. So that is your strength modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
So that'd be 9, 10, 11, and proficiency bonus. Where's that? I don't remember anything.
So no, it's already added up. So you add
Oh,
your
okay.
strength plus your proficiency bonus, which makes it 5.
Oh, so 5. So that'd be 14.
Yep. 14. Which, if I'm correct. Yep. You hit him. Roll damage.
Ooh.
And if I'm correct. Actually, let me just quickly check.
He just
see.
breaks his hand in return. If
5.
that happens, I'm gonna die of laughter.
There's a 3 plus the strength bonus, right?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Because what you're doing is an unarmed strike, and that is.
Oh, melee weapon. What did it?
So, yeah, so you roll 1d4 and then add your strength modifier. I am
So
correct
3,
in
4,
saying that.
5.
5 damage. Ooh. You, as he kind of stands there going, kind of checking his how he kind of looks back and his eyes go wide as he sees you reel up a punch and go, and you punch him straight in the nose, hearing a loud crack ring out, and you just hear like a whimper that's then cough where he goes, and you just see him like a board of wood just stiffen up and go onto the floor, knocked out cold.
Dear
And he is
Lord.
now knocked out cold.
I am kicking butt.
Right then. It is now, since he's out for the count, it is now his turn.
Uh-oh.
So after getting his teeth kind of chattered by Kamali, he kind of reels back and seeing what's happening.
Die, banana man. Die. Trip on your own shoelace.
He quickly makes a run for the door. So 5, 10, 20, 30. He is making a run for the door. He
I'd say
starts to
let him.
disengage. But like I said, he's not disengaging, he's just running. He's not properly disengaging. He's not making sure he doesn't get attacked. So he's just running. He's just fleeing. He's like, fuck this. And he's running, gripping his mouth as blood kind of streams out. He's like, oh, fuck.
He's running away.
Yes. He is.
I'm not letting him get away.
So, do you want to make an attack off opportunity then?
Yes.
Okay. Attack of opportunity. Opportunity is, because he's not faint off, is an attack of opportunity, means it's an automatic hit, I believe. Let me just check the rules on
Can
that one.
I? Okay. Figure that out, because I want to throw that chair that's beside my character just straight at him. Just chunk the chair.
Oh dear.
Yep, okay, yep, you make, yep, so roll. You do have to roll.
D20.
Yep, D20.
I rolled a 2. Lovely.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
You
I know, right?
you quickly pick, Kamali quickly turns around, she picks up the chair and lobs it at him, but it just flies straight past him and ends up clambering over one of the tables over here as he continues to run. And the guy, as the chair kind of flying past him, you kind of hear him, as he kind of weaves his way, trying to not get hit. He's now kind of ducking and trying to make sure he doesn't get hit, now realizing that stuff's getting thrown at him.
I feel like Kelnar would be like, Kamali, jeez, he's running.
You are allowed to use a free action to talk. You are allowed to.
I feel like I want to say, like, Kamali, he's running. That's our goal, to get them to leave.
Good. Let him run.
Oh my gosh!
Right then.
I'm going to kill him.
So.
Not really.
So. This guy. So our gentleman here now kind of coming from his daze. He's kind of removes the chair from his head, removes the chair from his shoulders, and just kind of throws it down beside him, and goes and pulls out. And he pulls out from his side a knife, a simple little kind of whittling knife, but still sharp. And he goes to stab.
Who?
Kelnar.
Oh boy.
Shame.
And
Bad for
as
me.
he pulls it out, it pulls out, and in like a bow smile, shows you, and then rears up and goes to stab Kelnar in the neck. Kelnar just raises his fist, catching the man's arm that's holding the blade, and then quickly grabs his wrist. And Kelnar is now holding his wrist as he kind of goes and he's like
They're
shaking.
grappling.
Oh shit!
They're grappling.
I kind of want to headbutt him.
Do it.
You'll be able to do that on your turn.
Do it.
Heck yeah.
And actually, yep, coming around, it's Kamali's turn.
Yes. I'm going to after that man with the bandana.
Oh my gosh.
You can move.
I will move 30 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. That's what. Why did I say 5, 2, 3?
Okay, you've moved. What do you want to do now?
I would like to punch his lights out.
Okay, roll.
Oh, from his back. Well, like, how do you do that from his back? Describe it.
I could just take my quarterstaff and flop him over the head with it. Sure, I'll do quarterstaff. Alright, let's roll.
What are you
I got a
doing with
19! Let's go!
What are you doing with said quarterstaff?
I'm raising it above my head and dropping right on his head.
Roll damage. Let's see how badly you hurt this poor individual.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, we're not trying to.
A 2. I roll a 2.
A 2 plus your strength.
Which is
3.
So that's 3. Please let me just knock him out or something.
So
He's not getting away.
he was this guy who he did. Yeah, so he's out cold. He's out cold. I'm just recording this. He's out cold.
You should have us describe the action that we take.
Well, no, you're allowed to. You're allowed to do that.
Heck yeah.
You're allowed to do that. I'm just doing it because you didn't take the initiative, so I didn't want to just be like, yeah, you do. So yeah, you're allowed to say what you want to do to him.
Okay. Am I allowed to do that right now?
yeah. Go
With
ahead.
a lot of anger of missing him with a chair, I run after him with my quarterstaff. I raise it above my head, Rafiki style from The Lion King, and I just bring it down upon this guy's head on his bandana.
Yeah, as he's running, you just bash him in the back of the head as he's running, and you hear like an uproar, "Ah, fuck, stop," and as you kind of just keep you whack him hard, he goes, "Oh
Mhm.
fuck, piss off!" You hear like a muffled piss off as he continues to try and get away, and it is his turn. So once again, he is going to. He kind of sneaks his way 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Once again, he's not guarding himself.
Peasant.
Okay. So yeah, he's able to make, because he went, 5, 10, 5, 20. Yep. And he quickly flees out of the door.
Peasant, no!
Out for the count.
And he is out for the count. He is out, and you can hear him running away with muffled screams, gripping his head. Go, 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 go.
Good.
Kelnar.
I wanna say over to the lady, since I noticed the broken chair. I'll pay for the chair.
The woman with the big fluffy ginger hair kind of gives a nod, but you can't see, but you can hear you can hear you can hear dear Mrs. Miller, yeah, I don't care about the fucking chair, dearie. Fuck him up for me.
Oh! 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 Yes! Okay, alright, we're doing this.
Right then, so what are you doing? You've got our gentleman here by the wrist, and he's holding a knife.
Rear
I
up,
want to...
rear up and crush him into the floor. Do it. You wanna headbutt
Alright.
him?
I'm gonna headbutt him.
Oh, okay. Roll.
Maybe... No. I'm trying to think.
Actually, since
Would that do damage to me?
no, it won't do damage.
Okay. Okay, I will do that then.
All right, roll.
Can I change my action, please?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to do?
Um...
By the way, if you've rolled, you can't. That is one rule. If you set rolled it and then roll it, if it's just because you can't change it, then you kind of set it in motion that you're doing it.
I got a 3.
Well.
That's a miss, I know.
Yeah. Sorry, just. As you block the knife attack, you quickly go to headbutt him, but the man quickly just kind of shrinks down in fear, covering his head, dropping the knife, which drops to the floor and actually sticks in your head, dunk, as it kind of sticks into the floor, showing how sharp it is. And he kind of drops down to the floor, and is like, just kind of there. It kind of shrinks down to the floor low and kind of is covering up his hair, and is just kind of sat there fucking wetting himself now, essentially.
I think at this point, I'd probably tell him, just leave, man. This is pointless.
Well then, as you're saying that, our gentleman over here wakes up.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Molly! Help! Ah! Not
My
actually
turn,
saying that as my character.
I don't know why, I just got flashbacks there of the bit from Matrix. Trinity, help! Anyways, as he gets up and sees you, one of his friends out cold at his feet and the other one pissing himself in fear, he quickly runs over and goes to tackle. Yeah, I'm gonna move this guy to the side.
Okay, can we imagine that image though?
It's trying to
He's the biggest
tackle
guy.
like
He's
a
the biggest
freaking
guy.
giant centaur.
He's the
I
biggest
know,
guy.
but like realistically, let's think about that for a second.
I'm warning you, your hoofs are a great weapon. Kicking and rearing are
Oh
not
man, I kind of
working.
want to knee this guy in the freaking chin.
Or in
No,
the
no.
crotch.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna bring my head down. No, I don't know. I don't know. Is it still his turn?
Yep. Give me a second.
Okay.
My grandparents just pulled up.
As we're beating up people in a bar fight.
Yeah. They just rolled up. I could see them outside my window rolling up, and I was just like, I'm here being the tar out of people.
Man, we need music.
Dun, 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 dun,
Now,
dun, dun.
so he goes to grapple you. You must both make a strength check. So we both roll d20 die
All right.
and add
I
our
will do that.
strength. So it will be +5 for you, and for this gentleman it will be. What happened? What did you get?
I got a 20.
Can you beat a 25?
Can you beat a 25?
As he goes up to you to tackle you, he essentially is met with the force as if he just tried to tackle the mast of a ship. he runs up and goes fuck you, and just kind of and splatters up against you. His arms kind of wrapping round you, and he tries to move you, and you just kind of stand, and you're just kind of like, he's not moving you, he's not doing anything.
It's just
And
the
he
brick
just
house.
he grips you tight, his arms, and then he kind of just looks. He kind of looks up at you, determination still in his eyes that quickly turn to fear as he sees your nonchalant look. And it is now Kamali's turn.
Can I walk over to this one down here, Mr. Scarf Man, who's peeing himself?
Yep, go ahead.
He is
And
down
can
for the
I-
count.
And can I intimidate Mr. Scarf Man and be like, get out?
Go ahead, roll.
Get the heck out.
I just love. It's like
It's even worse. It's even worse. I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1 for I wish I was joking. I rolled a 1 on my purple dice.
As you walk over to him and kind of bend down and try to say, say to him, get out, he looks up at you and he looks up at you and just goes, I was already leaving, and
Good.
runs around you. So 5, 10, 5, 20, 5, 30. Right then, it is now Kelnor's
Give me
turn
a chair.
again.
Give me a
You
chair.
can if you want.
I can actually chunk a chair out.
Like I said, once again,
What?
you guys need to take the initiative. So right there, because he
Okay,
was
can
running
I
away from you, but
please-
wasn't making sure you
please,
could have made an
please.
attack of opportunity. But you didn't call it out, so I'm not giving you any more freebies. If you want an attack of opportunity, you need to be on it. You need to be on it.
Okay.
So it's Kalnar's turn. What are you going to do, my friend, my antlered friend? Let's hear
Ah.
it.
Do my FM.
Oh, man, what should I do to this guy? Some part of me wants to kick him in the narc.
You
Kick
can do
him in
whatever
the
you want,
nuts.
dude.
Do it. Bring him
I'm
down.
gonna freaking knee kick this guy with in the nards. Yeah, I
Roll.
know. Rolling. Another 20! Another 20! I'm not even shitting you!
Because you've rolled a
Oh my
nat 20, that's a critical, so you do double damage. So
Oh
you
my
roll 2 of that
God,
dice.
you destroyed this man's nuts. What the heck?
So, now I do a damage roll?
So yeah, you roll, basically you roll the damage roll 2 times, but you roll, so for your melee kick, that's a d4, isn't it?
Yes, I do
So you roll
believe
2
so.
d4s, take that number, and then add your strength modifier.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Uh, this is beautiful.
Alright.
Dear
Okay.
God, this
So,
poor
the first
man.
one is a 2.
Mm-hmm.
A 2 plus my strength modifier, right?
So you roll 2 of them and you put them together. So the 2 d4s you put together to make one number,
And
and then you
become
add your
one
strength
number.
modifier. Because you're doing a critical hit. So critical means you do double damage.
A 2 plus a 1, so that's 3.
Yep. Then plus your strength modifier, which is
3, 4, 5.
Yikes. R.I.P. D's nuts. Okay.
And also, because it is a critical shot, yeah, if you hit someone in a vital area successfully, they are stunned for 1 round, and the crotch counts as a vital area.
Oh my gosh.
So, as he looks up at you and fear envelops his eyes at your nonchalant look, he then suddenly feels the cracking sound before the pain rushes through him as you drive your semi-equine forelimb into his groin, lifting him off of the floor by about 5 inches. And you just hear this loud crack, and he slides up your body now face to face with you, and you are met with this twisted look of pain as you just hear, and he just slowly,
Nice.
and he just slowly, you can feel him just kind of frozen, kind of gripped you like just enraptured in pain.
I think what I want to do is I just want to take him by the underneath the armpit.
What was that?
There you
Repeat.
go. I want to take him underneath the armpits and just go on down there, buddy. Go on down there.
Oh, okay, you do that. You put your arms under him, kind of set him down.
I want to put him down on a chair. I want to sit him down on a
Yeah, you,
chair.
you put him down on the remaining chair as he's just there, like, and as you set him down, he just kind of curls. You just see him kind of curl up slowly and then just fall off the chair.
Kamali is just over there shaking her head at this point.
My man is down for the count.
And the other guy is running away.
Good. Cousin.
Jeez.
And he's out. He's gone.
Did we take any damage at all?
Nope.
That's actually crazy.
You took no damage whatsoever.
That's crazy.
As the scene unfolded of what looked like was going to be a violent bar brawl, but turned into an absolute spectacle for all the spectators. Once their eyes filled with fear and worry, are all now as you kind of feel the settled peace, you suddenly hear from behind you an applause as they start clapping. All patrons there, you can see the owner and a dwarf gentleman on the bar with their barmaid behind them, and they're all clapping, and you hear Mrs. Millar give a kind of whoop as she then kind of jumps down and walks over to you. Well done, me dearies, you showed them. And also out from there rises your bard friend. And with the end of combat, I will now do away with our
Dead bodies.
battle map. And she walks over and says, "Well done, dearies. You beat the absolute crap out of them." And she goes over and she gives Kamali a hug round her knees, and gives one of Cal Nar's legs Cal Nar's a hug, and you even feel her give like your, well, what would be your wrist, but yeah, your wrist, like a nice little dainty little kiss.
Oh,
Alright, I'll be back in just like, I don't even know, a few seconds. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Hi to my
That's fine.
texting.
okay.
Continue if you'd like.
No, we shall wait.
Oh, dude. Oh, that is great.
So, how was your first round of combat?
Well, I feel like that's going to be the little bit of luck I have.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Oh, I mean, I guess we'll find out.
Yes, we will.
But like, that was freaking funny. Like, I kind of felt bad for them too.
Well, I guess there's a lesson to be learnt here. Do not pick fights with people from the Fae.
Yeah, no kidding. But no, this is fun.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
I'm currently setting up my be right back, or talking, I guess, area chat.
Yeah.
But,
I'm recording this, so this will, like I said, this will all be cut out and trimmed and all that, so that all the fluff bits are just gone.
that's perfectly fine.
Perfect.
This is funny.
I love how in the beginning you were scared this was going to be like a full-on, like, I could tell you were like thinking, oh, this is going to turn into like a really violent bar brawl, and it just ended up turning into a case of it literally is. Do you know that bit where, like, you know, someone, like, you know, they, you know, you get the jerks bumping to like the main character of the bar who's like really doesn't want to fight, and you know everyone's like, oh, it's going to get violent, like, you know, he doesn't want to get fired, but it's like, no, because he knows he's going to win, and he just absolutely beats the crap out of him and wins, and it's like, yep, should not have messed with him. He's a champion.
Break.
We'll be right back.
This color should it be? Is there any way for me to change the color? The text. Do you know how to change the color of the text?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no, I found it. I found it.
There you go. I imagine this session definitely will give you a few ideas for your drawing pad.
Oh yeah, no, I've been imagining a lot of things I could do.
Good.
Very much so. There we go. All right. We are now in the bathroom break screen.
Right then. I'm back
Yes.
recording as well. Right then.
Yeah.
So, as there's all this, celebration and all that, bard, the bard, kind of picks himself back up and seems rather overjoyed for what you've done, coming over and going, dearest friends, what a glorious thing it is you have done, saving my life. You two are truly heroes worthy of song, if you have the gold for it, of course. But for such a valiant favour involving saving thine own self, I'm sure I can do it for a small fee of a silver piece.
I'm good.
Do you want me to take this last chair and crack it over your skull?
Okay, Kamali.
Okay.
No need for that. It was just a suggestion. I am happy to do it perfectly for free. Why? Where is my? There we go. He picks up his instrument and goes and goes to strum a song, and then suddenly the door flings open and quite a few guards come bursting in. Quite a few guards come bursting in, headed by the one, the only Sir Amadeus.
Oh, Prince Sunshine, great.
Walking in, he looks around at the chaos strewn about, and you see behind him are the two individuals, the two men who had run away. One of them with the entire top of his head looking very bruised and swollen, and the other one with, the other one still spitting out his teeth and rubbing his head. As Sir Amadeus,
I knew we should have knocked them out.
as Sir Amadeus steps in and looks, he shakes his head and goes, "Why am I not surprised?"
All due respect, sir. They attacked us first.
Oh, don't worry. I know. I'm very much aware. Why I'm saying I'm not surprised is I'm surprised to find that you did not come and find me.
Self-defense is a thing. I'm not just gonna run away from a fight.
Self-defense is one thing, my dear lad. But you know what isn't self-defense?
What?
Breaking a chair over someone's head.
Didn't kill them, did I? I just knocked him down, which was what my intention was from the beginning. He was attacking me with said chair.
He rubs his brow and puts his other hand on his hip and just kind of sighs and says,
I apologize for the commotion if that's what you're looking
"Mrs. Millard, what did you see?" Mrs. Millard quickly kind of rushes to your defense and says, "Well, Sir Amadeus, the Amadeus, your brother," and very quickly, Yes, groans, goes, Arthur, what did he do? The bard behind, the bard kind of slinks, kind of pokes his head out from behind him and goes, hi, baby brother.
Excuse me?
And
Aw.
the bard kind of looks up at you and goes, oh yeah, he's my baby brother. What? He kind of looks between you two and goes, what? Can you not see the family resemblance? And as you look in between them, it finally clicks what made him so familiar. They've
Aw.
both got the same eyes and the same nose. You notice.
Wow.
Hmm.
Sir Amadeus kind of finishes rubbing his brow and goes, Arthur, what have you gotten yourself into this time, you mad bastard? His brother walks over to him and goes, oh, come on, brother. I promise this time this one wasn't fully my fault. You see, I was playing my lute and Sir Amadeus just puts up his hand and goes, enough, I don't want to hear it. Just go home, please. And don't sing. Just go home. Don't bother anyone on the way home. Arthur, Arthur kind of, Arthur just kind of shrugs and goes, all right, baby brother. Well then, it was very nice getting to meet you two. I hope you both take care of yourselves. And until next time, have a good day. And if you ever need a good song where the ale is nice and cool, do call me. And he kind of marches out past them with Sir Amadeus just kind of crossing his arms and giving a long sigh.
Can I lean over and whisper something? I'm gonna lean over and whisper to the Kelnar. I guess I figured out where all that happiness went. To the wrong person there. Wrong Jeeves. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The one of the men who you had combated before kind of stops and goes, sir, they attacked us. Are you not going to do anything? The other guy still grips his knuckles.
Can I glare at that guy and like ball up my fist and go?
I smack Molly on the shoulder, but like,
So Amadeus just puts up his hand and goes, enough. I am going to do something. I'm going to do something I should have done before. Man, throw these two in the cell. They can stay there for the night. The two men go, what? In unison, and are quickly escorted out with them kind of complaining, going, wait, I didn't do anything. He's the one that busted me over the back with the chair. Wait, please. And they kind of escort them off, leaving Amadeus just kind of standing there, and he kind of slowly walks over, rubbing his brow. What am I gonna do with you lot? Well, I see you've already gone to work making a fine mess of a fine establishment.
which I've already offered to help with the damage.
Yeah, I'll pay for my chair.
Well, that's all well and good. But there's something I'm a little more concerned about.
Go on.
Mm-hmm.
How is this going to look? You are meant to be the people that will be taking over when I move back up to my original position. How is it going to look when I leave you twos in my stead and you go about doing this shite? How is that going to look?
We get things done. In case you haven't noticed, we seem to have the support of the townspeople here.
You kind of hit, you kind of hit here, Miss. You hear Miss Miller kind of, call up and say, "To a right, dearie." And he goes, "Yes, yes, you have the support of your landlord. That's all well and good. But, and this is a very big but, there is a very big difference between doing what you want and being vigilantes and set law and order. We have rules round here. We have laws. Now, I don't know how it is off in the wilds of the Fey or wherever you come from, but round here, we don't just beat people up for making a ruckus. You should have come to me and told me there was something going on. We could have then come down here and enforced it peacefully. Instead, you went on your own initiative, and look what's happened." You just
Where
got
you see them?
True, but wouldn't that mean your older brother would have gotten smashed to the smithereens?
What happens to me older brother is not really of your concern, madam. What is your concern is keeping law and order when I'm not around. And I can't really trust you to do that, can I? When this is how you deal with a simple ruckus.
Well, I'm leaving this up to you. I've already explained everything.
He just sighs.
She just gives him a blank stare.
He sighs and kind of rubs his brow again.
Look, let me give it to you straight, sir. We were taken here by the king, and I will admit, I'm unfamiliar with the way you get people do things.
No, let me get it straight with you, young man.
Young.
You were called here by a member of the royal family. That doesn't make you special. The only thing that makes you special here is the fact that you are both freaks. Understood? Nothing else makes you special.
Takes one to know one.
He just sighs again, and once again rubs his brow. Kind of sweat seems to drip off of it.
I don't want to be here just as much as you don't want me to be here. Next time something like this happens, I will come to you.
Thank you.
Though I am not responsible for
what
the actions
when we're not here to help those people that are in need at that time.
Just please, next time, think before you act. All right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Thank you. You too, madam?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's
Thank
see her
you.
try to follow that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Now, if you are done for the night, I suggest you retire to your chambers, and I'd like a full report of what happened here tomorrow morning. Peachy?
Peachy.
Citrusy. She turns and just walks up the stairs.
Very good. And don't forget to clean up before I see you tomorrow morning. I want you I want you outside in the square lined up with the rest of the men, understood?
Alright.
Very good. Right then. Good night, you two. Good night, madam. And he then turns around and heads out, leaving the door, closing the door behind him.
What about the guys who were knocked out? This is out of character. Like, what about the guys who were knocked out?
We chunk them outside.
You can do that if you
We
want.
put them on your back and we take them outside.
Yeah, just throw them all on my back, and I just like,
Yep, go ahead. You can do that.
all right, yeah, do that. Molly.
As you kind of just pile them up on his back and move
Alright,
them up out.
once he's gone, I come back down the stairs.
Also, I kind of want to take the dagger and like put it in my satchel, like as a souvenir. Like,
Go ahead. You can if you want. Go ahead. Add 1 dagger to your inventory.
Can I search these people before we chunk them outside?
oh
Yes.
come on, we're not. Why are we stealing from them? We don't want more issues with the guy.
They're not my people, anyways.
Remember, guys, if you're going to have an argument about something like this, do it in character.
Okay. Well, I guess while you're about to search for people, through people, I grab you on the shoulder like, hey, look, I'm confiscating this. This isn't... Clearly he wasn't going to be using it for anything useful. But maybe let's not cause more damage with our very unhappy fellow out there and steal things from these people.
What Mr. Sunshine doesn't know won't hurt him. Besides, that's the same as saying if I took this guy's brain, it's not like he's gonna use it. And she like gestures to the guy knocked out on the ground.
Okay, well, if he asks who took it, if they report things being stolen and we have an issue with him, don't expect me to back you up.
I'm not taking any super duper important. I'm just, looking.
All right.
So who are you searching?
I go head up to my bed.
It's like window shopping.
So, right then. Who are you searching, may I ask?
Bandana guy got away. How dare you?
Yeah, there's 2 men currently on the ground. There's the one that was that had been kicked in the nuts, who by now he's passed out.
I want to check Mr. Nuts.
Okay. Roll for me if you don't mind.
Oh, yay. Come on, buddy. I rolled a 10.
And that would be if I'm correct in skills, that would be... That would be investigation. So, check what your plus is in investigation.
0.
Okay. So, what was it you rolled again? Sorry, memory's foggy as hell.
Just a 10.
Just a 10, got ya. As you go through, you don't really find anything too valuable. He's actually pretty bare by the looks of it. If he had any money, he'd probably spend it on his drinks for the night.
Great. Can I check the other man?
Yep, you can check the other guy.
Let's do it.
Yeah, he's
I
the one that got
a 15.
a 15. Going through his pockets, you find a little leather purse that's tied with a bit of leather thonging. And you feel it, and it's quite heavy. You can hear the jingle of coin inside of it.
Yeah. I leave it.
Okay.
Good on you.
And besides that, he too has a little kind of like work whittling knife. It's not as big as a dagger. It's just like a little knife.
I already have my dagger. I don't need another one.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
All right, fair enough.
By the way, when I'm walking up the stairs, can I also step on the broken guy's nuts again?
Wow.
If you want to, go ahead.
Okay. Please. Yes, crotch.
Oh my god.
As you're walking back to the
I don't like
stairs,
people.
as you're walking back to the stairs, you dig the heel of your boot, of your shoe, or whatever.
I'm barefoot, so this is quite sad.
You dig your heel into his crotch, and you just hear in his unconscious state as you then continue walking.
Oh wait, no, we got to take him out. That's right. We gotta take him outside.
Oh yeah.
So I guess.
All right. I'm putting these on your back.
Yep. Put them on my bag. It's 3 people, right?
It's 2.
2 people, yeah.
Yeah,
2 people on my back. 2 people on my back. and we go and carry them out. And I guess I just plop down on my knees and just tilt, and they all fall off.
Okay, you're just dumping them outside of the inn.
Yep.
Yep, you just dump them there, and going outside, you can see that it is actually starting to get quite dark now. It's not exactly. It's like dusk. The it's just the sun is resting on the horizon, just about to go, and people are starting to light candles, and you can see the sun actually going about with a long pole with a lantern. He's actually lighting lanterns. He's hooking lanterns onto like big poles that are lined throughout the street.
Okay, so I'm gonna go talk to the lady at the counter. I forgot her
Okay.
name. What's her name again?
Uh, the halfling, or are you
Uh
talking
huh.
about the barmaid?
The halfling.
The halfling. Yeah, her name is Mrs. Millar. But as you remember, she did mention that most people just call her Mama Mare.
Miss Millar. All right.
Miss
I'm
Millar.
gonna go over to Miss Millar and I'm gonna ask her, "Are you sure you don't want me to help pay for the damage?"
But by now, she herself is already kind of rearranging everything with the help of the barmaid and a very kind of stocky dwarven fair that's only a tiny bit, that's only like about a foot taller than her. He has a really big, he has like a big black beard and a completely bald head that has like kind of runic tattoos going all the way around it, like a crown upon his forehead. And he's doing most of the heavy lifting. She's more just doing kind of little dainty tidying up of like saying up things. And she goes, "Oh, dearie, please, you're beating the shit out of them bastards was enough. It's all very good, dearie."
Okay. All
How
right.
much are 2 chairs worth, by the way?
Well,
It,
okay. She just offered. I just offered to her. And she said no.
I know, but still.
please,
Okay. Well, I'm
dearies,
gonna go to
please
bed.
don't fight, dearies. It's fine. We've got chairs. It's fine. We'll handle it. But thank you very much, my darlings. You've
Well,
really
just a
helped.
heads up, you can always go through that guy's coin purse and blame it on me.
She kind of gives a little hoity laugh. No, dearie, my days of pickpocketing are over.
I'm listening to this from the
Ooh,
staircase, and I'm just
Mama
like,
Mare!
got a history, do we?
Well, the, well,
But
the,
yeah,
well then, dearies, nighty night, my darlings. I shall see you on the morrow. Would you like some breakfast when you get up?
yeah. Actually, I
That
wouldn't mind
actually
that.
sounds
Well,
nice.
for what you did for
Thank
me
you.
tonight, it's on the house.
Thank you.
Dead
Yeah.
All right.
bodies on the floor for the house.
As yeah,
Let's go.
I'm assuming you're both going upstairs now.
Yeah.
Yes,
All
because
right.
Kelnar has the key to the
All right.
Wait,
As
are we
as you,
sharing the same room?
yep, yep.
Apparently.
Yeah.
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 We'll
So
split the room down the
as
middle.
as you go up, you can see that even though from the outside you could just see that there was like the first floor and then the second floor, it turns out that as you kind of walk up, you realize there's actually a third floor. There's actually a third floor to the building. It's not not the same size. It's not like a box, but it kind of halves off a bit. And as you go up and
Okay.
unlock and kind of duck your way, and you see that it's more than just a bedroom. It legit is a full living area. It's almost like another
Oh.
living room. That it's like as if it's like another downstairs. There's a
Ooh,
table.
fancy.
There's another fireplace. There's windows. There's a drawing table by one of the
Crap.
windows, and there's 3 double beds on one side of the room, all kind of stacked, like 2 and then one in the middle.
Where am I gonna sleep? That was a very good question on my part.
Like I said, there is like a fur rug by the fire, which isn't lit, but isn't lit, but there's a fresh stock of wood by it in like a
Yeah,
little
I'm used to
holder.
sleeping in a tree.
All right. I guess I'd offered her, hey, maybe we could put on the fire.
That would
Uh,
be nice.
I'm gonna. I've got a book here, so I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
My character,
Okay, I get you. So,
I mean.
so yeah, you go over and you can't,
I go over and start. I can control fire, so I start the fire.
do you have the thing to do that spell though?
Ah! We're out of combat! Okay.
It doesn't matter. You're still casting a spell.
Okay, fine. I look for something to light the fire. I have a tinder box, don't I?
Look in your inventory, see if you have a tinderbox.
Ah! Okay, no.
Do you have a tinderbox?
I'm trying to figure out what I have. Give me a second. What are artesian tools?
Artisan tools.
What is an artisan tool? What's in an explorer's pack? It's a tinder box and explorer's pack, right?
You're gonna have to say it verbally, Brian, because I, like the audience, cannot see what you're doing.
I know, but like.
Well,
Oh.
you go.
You realize, Emily, we can do it without spell. Good old dick up against the wood and
Fine.
Character.
I
Character.
what?
In
do it
character.
in character. Okay, I'm over there rummaging through my bag looking for something to start the fire.
In character.
In character. Okay. Kamali.
Hmm?
I'm assuming you're gonna try to do a spell to start it.
Mm, I don't have something to do that right now.
Okay. Well, we can do a good old fashioned kindling.
I was looking for my tinder box, but I don't know where it is in my bag.
I wish I had some. Um, do I have to roll to see if I could do that?
Well, if you can look around the room and see if you can find any, So
Can't we
yeah,
go
roll.
downstairs and use the freaking broken pieces of chair to start the fire?
Well, there's fresh wood right there by the fire. But it's up to you. It's up to you.
Oh, okay, that's fine then.
So if you roll an exploration check for me.
Exploration check.
Yep.
That's a d20, right?
Yep, as always. Unless I say otherwise, or unless it states otherwise on your sheet, it's yeah.
6.
6. Yeah. As you look around the room, you see, you do what's it called? You do find a what's it? Yeah, you go over to like the pile of wood, and you do find a few kind of like thin, like splintered off shavings that are almost like, they're nice and thin, and that some nice thin kind of pieces, and sadly you can see that within the fire that there's no embers or anything, like it's been long since, not touched. It's been dead. Obviously no one's lit a fire in it recently for a long time.
Okay, Emily, maybe you'll have more luck than me.
Okay, am I rolling for something?
Well, have you checked to make sure that you do have a tinderbox?
What? Well, I don't have what's listed inside. I have an explorer's pack.
Once again, we did do that, Emily.
Oh!
We talked about making sure you wrote this stuff down. Like I said, we'll just have to do it again.
Explorer's pack D&D.
Yes, you do have a tinderbox in it. Okay, so in Explorer's Pack, you have
Tinderbox. Give me
you have
that.
a bedroll, a mess kit, a tinderbox, 10 torches, 10 days of rations, a water skin, and 50 feet of rope, of hemp rope.
Okay, I use the tinder box. I find it
Okay.
in my bag and I
Yep.
pull
Cool.
it out.
Yep.
Ha! I knew I had it. Here we go, Kelnar. And then I light the fire
Yep.
with the freaking tinder box.
Yep. You open up the tinder box, which is just like a very small wooden box that you kind of just open up that you like slide the lid off, and it has all the provisions. It has some kindling, so some kind of mossy looking dried up foliage, a little thin rod of steel, and it has a round disc of some flint. And you go about, you kind of set it down with the moss in, amongst a few little bits of split, and you just and after like the third strike, a few sparks go onto there, and you kind of go up and you grip in your hands, and go, and it slowly kind of builds up. It starts to light, and you put a few sticks and then some logs on there, and soon enough you kind of get a nice fire going. And the nice
Cool.
warm crackle kind of warms up the room along with a nice kind of yellow golden glow.
Heck yeah.
Let's do that.
And I guess my initiative is to lay down on the rug next to the fire and read for a bit and take a nap.
Very good. What about you? What about you, Kamali?
She is building a nest out of blankets on the bed.
Fair enough. Fair enough. As Kamali kind of makes herself comfortable on one of the beds, and I'm assuming you hunker down for the night.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep. And Kelnar, he sits by there for maybe an hour or so, kind of just reading his book. And soon enough, you kind of feel your eyes grow a bit heavy with the reading, and you just kind of close your book, put it down, and you kind of just let yourself kind of drift. You make yourself comfortable on the very nice, soft fur pelt that's on the floor, and you kind of slowly start to drift off into slumber. You can kind of, even though you're high above, you can kind of, as you kind of lay down and kind of, dimly look through your eyes, you can see through the windows, you can see the sky, and you can see how the sky is completely clear. There's not a cloud in the night sky, and allowing you to see the many wisping blues of the night sky, the crescent moon, and all the twinkling stars, and just how peaceful it is.
Cool.
And soon enough, you both lull yourselves into sleep until the next morning. But as always, time stands still. Time stands still as our session comes to an end.
Cool.
The story may stop, but the adventure never ends. Please, thank you everyone who was tuned in for this first session of Orphans of the FeyWild. I hope you all enjoyed. Please do not turn away. This is not the last episode. There will be more adventures to come in the next session. So I want to thank my players, Brennan and Emily, for joining me, and hopefully they will be able to join me next time. So thank you so much,
And also,
everyone.
thank you for our amazing DM, Callum, who is DMing.
Yes.
He's doing amazing,
He
especially with the
is.
female characters.
May I also add that I'm live streaming this Nova
Yes.
Legacy Live on Twitch?
Yes, if you wish
Check
to
them
watch
out.
our sessions live, please go to Nova Legacy Live on Twitch, and like I said, give them a follow or watch or whatever you do on Twitch. Twitch is not really my platform, and to watch to watch the episodes live, you get to watch all the goofy hijinks that happen that are cut out in the archive version, which will be going up on the YouTube channel you're probably watching this on. So once again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in and watching this. I hope you enjoyed, and we shall see you next time on Orphans of the FeyWild. Goodbye, adventurers.